euch Wissen von ihm anzueignen, weil hier drin sind Informationen, die unglaublich wichtig sind für eure Debatten, die ihr führt, oder wenn ihr mit Muslimen im Gespräch seid, dass ihr dort gewappnet seid, dass ihr den Täuschungen standhält, ne? Weil wenn es um islamische Angelegenheiten geht, dann ist er mit der Beste überhaupt, den es überhaupt gibt in Sachen islamisches Wissen. Und es ist eine Ehre, dass Bruder Christian Prince hier auch live mit uns ist. Und wir werden denen einige Fragen stellen. Wenn ihr auch Fragen habt, dann könnt ihr das auch gerne tun, Fragen stellen. Und ich fange einfach mal an und lese erstmal ein bisschen von seinem Buch vor. Und dann gucken wir mal, was der Bruder dazu sagt. Weil viele Muslime, die kommen immer mit diesem Argument, das ist alles falsch übersetzt, diese Quellen stimmen gar nicht, sowas gibt es nicht. Und das ist eine Lüge, eine Täuschung, etc., etc., etc. Wir kennen das ganze Spielchen, Naiv und diese ganze Blödsinn. Aber heute ist der Bruder auch ein bisschen mit uns und wird sein Buch auch dementsprechend mit Quellen stützen. So, ein Kapitel in seinem Buch ist zum Beispiel hier. Wenn wir nicht sündigen, werden wir von Allah getötet. Passt auf. Sahih Muslim, Buch 37, Hadith 6622. Abu Huraira berichtet, dass der Gesandte Allahs, möge Allah auf ihn beten und ihn grüßen, sprach, weil ihr wisst ja, sallallahu alaihi wasallam bedeutet ja nicht Allahs Segen sein auf ihm. Das bedeutet, möge Allah auf ihn beten und ihn grüßen. Aber das ist ein Thema für sich, das kann er uns auch gleich erklären. Sprach, ich schwöre bei dem, in dessen Hand mein Leben liegt, wenn ihr die Menschen nicht sündigen würdet, würde Allah euch vom Antlitz der Erde fegen und euch durch Leute ersetzen, die sündigen und Vergebung bei Allah suchen. Und ihnen würde es dann vergeben. I reading from your book in the chapter of when we are not sinning, Allah will kill us.
And yeah, sure. And he will replace us with better people because it's for fun, like, I mean, he's going to be bored. And if you don't sing, what he will do for a living? I mean, life is boring. At that time, there's no coffee shop, and there's no movie, and there's no Netflix, there's no Showtime. So what he will do? I mean, he need people to be troublemakers. So he's the police. Imagine you are a police station and nobody call you. I mean, that's disgusting. Yeah. So
why Allah do such things? It's not the same God.
See,
like
the logic of Islam is about that we are sinners for the fun of Allah. Allah, he needs sinners. He don't need good people. So if you don't sin, the purpose of creating you, so you will sin and then you will beg for forgiveness, and that is the joy of Allah. He's a sick person who like to see people like, if I don't sin, then I will not beg for forgiveness. So the purpose of sin is not really because he want to save you, but the purpose is, the real purpose behind this story, that I am God and you need to beg me.
Yes.
How I can make you beg me? And the funny about it too, if you remember in the Bukhari, it says too that when Moses and Adam, they have an argument. Moses, he told Adam, because of you we lost heaven. So Adam, he said to him, how you can blame me for sin written by Allah for me 40 years before my creation, written in my fate. So the fate of Adam was written by Allah to Adam, and Adam cannot be blamed for his sin. And then Muhammad, he said it 3 times. So Adam won the argument, Adam won the argument, Adam won the argument. Because Muhammad, he liked to repeat things 3 times always. Even Assalamu alaikum, And I'm so glad that Muhammad, he don't work as a waitress or waiter. Because that would be horrible for somebody repeating for you what you ordered already 3 times. So he said to him, he said that Adam, he won the argument, and that is supposed to be proving that we cannot blame Adam for his sin. And the funny, Adam, if based on this story, why he was kicked off heaven if Allah anyway he did wrote the sin for him before his creation. And as long as Muhammad agreed that Adam is the winner in this debate, It's mean we cannot blame. So Muhammad already he make a decision that Adam is the right, Moses is the wrong. And here I don't want to forget too, the Muslim they say that believing in the original sin is stupid. Based on this hadith, Moses is stupid too.
Yeah.
But this is debate happened after death. So Moses did not die as a Muslim. Because anyone who believes in the original sin, he is not a Muslim. And Moses now debating Adam in heaven, not in earth. Because you know Adam and Moses never met in real life. So how they will meet? The only way is to meet in afterlife. So this debate proving that the claim of Muslims that Moses was a Muslim, it's a big fat lie, and this is coming from the mouth of Muhammad.
But fabricated
stories. Yeah, and but this fabricated story is very good story because it's exposing. You see, there's stupid people who talk too much, and the more they talk, the more we know they are stupid. You can wear a suit, put the glasses, carry Samsonite in your hand. People will think you're a doctor. But the second you start talking about medicine, they will notice you are you're an idiot. You're an
Great,
idiot.
great. There is a hadith in which a great person, a great believer who was a Muslim, and out of jealous, Muhammad wants to kill him, to see somebody kill him, but he doesn't make any kind of thing, you know, mistakes or something.
Yeah, you see, Muhammad, he don't want anyone to be competing with him. So when he hear, if you read the story, and I saw some Muslims saying that this story exists.
Yes,
I made many videos showing all the reference and all the reference within my books, and that you can check it one by one. The story speaking about a person who never commit a sin as against Islam. He pray very much. He is very devoted person. The Muslims they praise him. And this is how Muhammad he heard about him. The Muslim they mention his name. That this guy is a wonderful guy. He pray a lot. He keep praying. So Muhammad, because he is evil man, he got jealous. There is a person he felt in danger. There is a person he is better than me. I'm the prophet, and I'm not praying like him. So he felt that he is a competition, and now I have to get rid of him. So he claimed that this person is Satan, Shaitan, you know. So he asked his companions who want to kill him.
I tried to translate them. Ich habe den Bruder gerade gefragt wegen dieser einen Überlieferung aus Sahih Bukhari. Is it in Sahih Bukhari?
Actually, no. This is the reference to Sahih Bukhari. You see, there's a book. It's called. There's books. It's about explaining Sahih Bukhari, and in those reference, they have this story. So the mention of Sahih Bukhari there is a book mentioning Sahih Bukhari as a reference in the explanation. The Muslim they thought I am saying Sahih Bukhari, but this is not the book of Sahih Bukhari. This is the book explaining Sahih Bukhari, mentioning this story. But it exists in many books, and I show that in the reference too.
Ja, also wie gesagt, es geht in der Geschichte darum, dass Mohammed aus Eifersucht, weil er jemanden gesehen hat, der ein wunderbarer gläubiger Muslim war, der immer gebetet hat, nie sich was zu Schulden kommen gelassen hat. Und Mohammed wirklich aus Neid und Hass gegenüber diesem Muslim, der war ein großartiger Mensch, seinen Leuten befohlen hat, ihn umzulegen. Das ist ja unfassbar. Du siehst, wie jemand wundervoll die ganzen islamischen Sachen praktiziert und du wirst neidisch auf den und befiehlst sogar noch deine Leute, ihn umzubringen. They asked him, Muhammad asked Ali and Omar and so
to go and kill him.
Want to kill him.
And the crazy about the story, he ordered him to kill him when he is praying. He wasn't the most praying. And you know, the Muslims they claim that if you don't commit a crime against Allah, you are protected. So what the crime this guy did? Nothing. He never killed anyone. He never committed a theft. He never raped a woman. The Muslims a second ago they were praising him, and now suddenly Muhammad he claimed that this guy is a Dajjal. He claimed that he is Shaitan.
He looks like the Dajjal.
He claimed that, and then if you read the rest of the story, because each one of them he got in, and look how good the guy is. The story reporting that each time they get in to kill him, they found him bowing down praying. So they say it's not good to kill somebody's praying. I will wait. You know, they come back, and then at the end of the story, the guy disappeared, and then Muhammad he claimed that if we kill this guy, my nation will not be divided. How Muhammad know that? He's God, and how this guy will divide the nation? You know, all of this, there's no explanation to it except jealousy. Muhammad was afraid that as long as the Muslims they like him very much, they might follow him. They might compare between him and that person. Yeah. You can translate.
Ja, also der Bruder hat es gerade so erklärt, dass der Mohammed, da habe ich das ein bisschen vergessen, was er gerade gesagt hat, aber ich versuche, das ist immer schwer, nicht vergessen, sondern schwer, das zu erklären. Vielleicht kannst du das ein bisschen
mit meinem gebrochenen Englisch ist das auch immer so schwierig.
Ja, es ist sehr, sehr schwierig.
Ja, also man muss schon ein bisschen Englisch können hier, um bei diesem Livestream wirklich den Bruder Christian Prince auch so ein bisschen zu verstehen. Unser Englisch ist ein bisschen limitiert und deswegen ist das ein bisschen schwierig, heute so ein bisschen gut zu übersetzen. Es sollte eigentlich ein Promotion-Video sein für das Buch von Bruder Christian Prince. Und es ist eigentlich auch eine sehr schöne Gelegenheit, den Bruder hier bei uns zu haben, endlich mal nach Jahrzehnten über das Internet nur die Stimme des Bruders zu hören und jetzt mal live den Bruder mal hier bei uns zu haben. Das ist natürlich eine große Gelegenheit. Also da freuen wir uns alle drauf. Und dann wollten wir eben mit dem Bruder auch etwas live gehen.
Vielleicht hat hier jemand eine Frage. Hat jemand eine Frage von euch? Ja, auf jeden Fall um diese Geschichte herum, weil es gab ja Muslime, die wirklich protestiert haben gegen diese Geschichte, wo Mohammed befohlen hat, diesen unschuldigen, großartigen Muslim zu töten, weil die haben gesagt, das ist ja Wahnsinn. Wenn das wahr ist, dann warum sollten wir Mohammed noch folgen? Warum lässt er den denn umbringen? Er hat doch nichts getan. Und das ist dieser Hass auf andere Menschen, die Mohammed hatte in dem Moment, auch auf den gläubigen Menschen, ne? Weil er dachte, dass er zum Beispiel ein besserer Gläubiger wird als er. Und aus dieser Eifersucht heraus, so erklärt er das auch in dem Buch, und das erkennen wir auch ganz deutlich, dass Mohammed sofort befohlen hat, diesen Jungen zu töten, weil er das Antlitz des Dajjals bei ihm gesehen hat. Also der hat ihn quasi als Satan bezeichnet, obwohl dieser Typ voll der gute Mensch war. In Mohammeds Leben ging es immer nur um Eifer. In Mohammeds life is how can I explain it?
Jealousy, ne?
Everything about jealousy.
He had fear.
After his death, he made sure that nobody can
have his wife.
Yeah. This fear more than jealousy.
Yeah, but in this case, he is jealous and he is afraid. Because now people, they will compare, like, if I show you two clothes and there is one of them is so clean and one so dirty, then people will notice right away the difference. But if I show you only one kind of clothes, then you will not notice. It's the same. But now we have a guy who pray all day, and this is what it says in the story.
Yes,
he's very devoted. He pray a lot, even when they try to kill him. And this is the reason they could not kill him. They could not kill him because each time they get in, he's bowing down. He's praying.
I try to translate it. Selbst als sie versucht haben, ihn zu töten, der war gerade am Beten sogar. Und da haben die gesagt, der ist am Beten, warum sollen wir den denn töten? Und die haben das ja nicht verstanden, warum die den armen Jungen jetzt töten sollen. Die haben ja keine Schuld an ihm gesehen, aber Mohammed aus dieser Eifersucht heraus, aus diesem Hass und Neid, hat er ihn trotzdem befohlen, die ganze Zeit geht und tötet ihn. Wer ist bereit, ihn zu töten? Und das haben wir auch in der Geschichte von Ka'b gesehen. Der Ka'b ibn Ashraf, der hat ihn ja nur, ein Gedicht hat er ja nur erzählt. Ein Gedicht, wo er ihn ein bisschen kritisiert hat. Schon hat er Mohammed bin Maslama beauftragt, ihn umzubringen, und zwar seinen Kopf abzuschneiden. Nur wenn man ein bisschen über Mohammed redet. Und das hat er seinen Nachfolgern weitergegeben. Are you alive in your account?
Yeah, actually, I'm trying to find your account so I can post your video in my.
Okay,
yeah.
Right.
But do you know the name of his account so I can type it here?
Ex-Muslime. Ex-Muslime klären auf.
You type it for me.
Oh.
Yeah, so those guys, they can see maybe this one. All right.
Ja, das ist eine gute Frage. Das ist eine sehr gute Frage.
All right, here we go.
SCP, I try to question this. I try to say it translate it for you. The question here from this guy. Wie schaffen es Muslime, die schlechten Seiten Mohammeds auszublenden? How can Muslims to ignore the bad sides of Muhammad but it's all over the Quran and in the Hadith, you know.
Who dare to question?
Yeah, some guy he want to ask.
Let us say I'm a Muslim, and I notice that there is something bad, and then if I dare to question, do you think the question will live for 1 second after I ask it? The question will, you didn't dare. There's a guy, he just asked a question about the Quran. He is not questioning the Quran. He is asking a question about the Quran. The Caliphate, he did beat him, so he will not ask again.
Wow.
So imagine you are asking a question, questioning
Islam.
Muhammad, not Islam, Muhammad. This is even more dangerous than.
Also das ist sehr, sehr gefährlich, Mohammeds Verhalten auch zu hinterfragen, weil es könnte so sein, dass Muslime sich sofort angegriffen fühlen und dich sofort bedrohen oder halt dich dafür anmachen. So, ne? Wie kannst du Mohammed in Frage stellen? Auch wenn es diese peinlichen Sachen gibt, die Muslime reden nicht darüber. Aber dank dem Internet, wie ich ja gesagt habe, wir haben ja heute die größten Bibliotheken, Internet ist für uns frei. Wir sehen ja den ganzen Schund, was in den Hadithen und im Koran steht. Gott sei Dank wurde der Koran übersetzt und die Hadithe stehen uns direkt zur Verfügung von Sunnah.com und searchtruth.com, die ganzen Internetseiten von Muslime für Muslime zum Studieren. Ja, und wir bedienen uns auch den Quellen. Die sind überall gänglich, also zugänglich für alle. Ne?
There's a story of when Muhammad, he said, attack the Roman, so you get the blondie.
Okay, also CP sagt, es gibt ein Vers im Koran, da fordert der Mohammed die Muslime auf, die Römer anzugreifen, denn da gibt es blonde Frauen.
So this guy, he said to Muhammad, don't tempt me with women.
Und dieser Typ sagt zu Mohammed, hör auf, Mohammed, mich zu verführen mit diesen Frauen.
And then Muhammad, he accused him to be a hypocrite.
Und Mohammed beschuldigt ihn, ein Heuchler zu sein, weil er nicht mit ihnen in den Krieg ziehen möchte.
And why he is hypocrite? Because he is trying to find an excuse not to go to war.
Und er versucht eine Entschuldigung zu finden.
Muhammad, he made it clear that the excuse for the war is to go and get the blondie.
Yes,
Muhammad, he did not make a speech says, go, let us do jihad for the sake of Allah. He said, let us go and do jihad to get the blondie girls. Don't you want to get the blondie girls?
Ja, also Mohammed ging es nicht darum, für die Sache Allahs zu kämpfen, sondern um die Frauen zu erbeuten. Die blonden Frauen.
Ja, die europäischen. Weil es keine Araberinnen ist oder sowas, was Wildes ist. Und das ist so bei uns Männern ist das leider so.
Ja. Gerade die Araber und die Schwarzhaarigen.
Die begehren natürlich Europäerinnen, Blondinen. Und dann sagt Mohammed, das Surah 29.
What is the chapter in Quran?
You mean about the
blondie girl?
No, the story here is not in the. You will not find it mostly in the chapter. You'll find it in different books.
But tafsir and something.
Yeah, the chapter doesn't say anything about this. The chapter says don't don't tempt me. But in that interpretation, you will see like Ibn Abbas, etc. Yeah. Always, if you want to look about Quran, you find nothing in the Quran. You will find it in the books about the Quran. The Quran is a plain book, have nothing there. There's nothing. All the stories. The Quran, like if you ask a Muslim, why you say Al-Fatiha, I don't know.
Ja, also der sagt gerade, wenn du Muslim fragst, warum sagt er Al-Fatiha, der weiß das gar nicht.
Al-Fatiha doesn't make sense because how Allah, he says in the name of Allah, he's Allah.
Wie kann Allah sagen im Namen Allahs?
It's like.
Das ist nicht von Gott. Das Buch, der Koran ist nicht von Gott, ihr Muslime. Ihr versteht das nicht. Egal wie oft wir hier sitzen, egal wie viele Videos ich poste, ihr versteht das nicht, weil Satan eure Sinne verblendet hat. 2. Korinther 4,4. Ihr müsst die Bibel lesen. Ihr müsst anfangen, die Bibel zu studieren. Wirklich, wahrhaftig. Den Herrn bitten, den Heiligen Geist euch zu schicken, um die Bibel auch zu verstehen. Yeah. I say to them, you have to pray to the Lord, and He sent you the Holy Spirit that you can understand the gospel of Jesus.
Yeah, you see the difference between the teaching of Jesus. You can be a person who have a PhD, or a person who have elementary school, but you might even get better understanding from somebody who have a PhD because this is about personal relationship with God. Here, the Quran, like now the verse we are talking about, if you read the verse. There is no meaning. It doesn't make sense. With a guy saying, "Don't tempt me." What does that mean? Tempt me about what? Like even the sentence doesn't make sense because if I say to you, "Don't tempt me," shouldn't I say in the sentence what? So don't tempt me about shish kebab. Now we understand it's about food. Don't tempt me about women. Okay, now it's not about women. Don't tempt me about drink, about etc. But if you read the Quran, okay, how I'm going to read the meaning, like in chapter 9, verse number 49, what it's meant. Tempt me about one. About what? You go and read the interpretation, then you will find that the guy is speaking about women. Why? Muhammad, he says, attack the Roman and get the blonde.
It's in chapter 9, 49?
Yeah, chapter 9, verse 49. It says, don't tempt me, and but there, if you read the verse, there's nothing, it doesn't say anything.
Ich übersetze mal. Das ist,
okay.
Also in Sure 9, Vers 49, sagt der Bruder Christian Prinz, ist dann die Geschichte von Mohammed, wie der einen Dschihadisten dazu verleiten will, eben die Römer anzugreifen, um ihre blonden Frauen zu nehmen, damit sie mit denen Sex haben können. Also auf Blondinen sozusagen abgesehen hat es Mohammed gehabt. Und wenn man aber diese Sure 9, Vers 49 liest, dann ist das nur ganz klein bisschen nur angekratzt, nur mit 2 Sätzen. Das kannst du nicht verstehen. Also musst du die Tafsire, also die Erläuterungen, die Exegese lesen, um wirklich diese Geschichte dahinter zu verstehen. Und in diesen Tafsiren und dieser Erläuterung steht wirklich, dass da blonde Frauen, gelbe Frauen eben der Angriffsziel sind von Mohammed, um eben diesen Dschihad sozusagen
nicht für sein Gott zu tun, sondern für die Frauen zu machen. Komm, die greifen die Römer an, denn dort befinden sich Blondinen.
Genau, willst du nicht Blondinen haben?
Komm mal hier, Sure 9, Vers 49. Und unter ihnen ist so mancher, der sagt, erlaube mir zurückzubleiben, so wie er gerade gesagt hat. Jetzt ist das Gespräch zwischen Mohammed und diesem Dschihadisten. Und stelle mich nicht auf die Probe. Hört, ihre Probe hat sie ja schon ereilt. Und wahrlich, Jahannam wird die Ungläubigen einschließen. Und dazu müssen wir jetzt den Tafsir lesen. Ich habe jetzt den Tafsir nicht hier, aber ihr könnt selber dann, Tafsir al-Tabari ist... It
doesn't matter, you can read the story everywhere. All the old Tafsir agree that this is about women. The guy, he's saying to Muhammad, don't tempt us with women.
Yes.
Okay, we will not go to war in either way. We will not go to war just because we want to get some women. And if you go to Al-Jalalain and etc., you say, Muhammad even he said to them, don't you want to get some slave girls and some servants and sex slaves? Don't you want? So the guy, he said, don't tempt me. Everybody knows I am weak when in front of women. So the guy Muhammad is accusing him to be hypocrite. Like, okay, now he's playing the good guy. He don't care for women like us. He is the good guy. We are the bad guys. Oh, but all of us, we know that we love to go and get the blondie. Hello, So Muhammad now, he felt again that he'd been exposed by this guy. Because this guy now, he played a good guy, and Muhammad looked like he is an evil man who is waging war just to go and get the blondie girls.
He reacted like a good man. He said, don't attempt me. I don't want to attack them.
Yeah. But Muhammad now, because of this, he have to make a chapter or verses about this guy. This is why, now ask yourself here, Muhammad, he received inspiration.
About
right?
one guy.
And the claim that Jibreel come to him, and Jibreel, in order to come to the earth, he need 1,000 years to go and 1,000 years to come. So how Muhammad, he got the answer from Allah right away, saying to him, the guy who said to you, don't tempt me, is a hypocrite.
Ja, kannst du
machen.
Also es ist ja so, dass Jibreel 1000 Jahre braucht, um zu kommen, um irgendwas Mohammed zu sagen und dann wieder 1000 Jahre zu gehen. Und das ist die Frage, wie schnell Mohammed es geschafft hat, eben diese Sache mit diesen Dschihadisten so zu klären, obwohl ja immer Allah diese Sachen sozusagen Mohammed überbringen muss. Und das geht dann nicht in dieser kurzen Zeit. Also da stimmt irgendwas nicht.
Das sind fabrizierte Geschichten.
Ja, vor allen Dingen ist das ja so, dass dieser Dschihadist ja ein guter Mann ist. Er sagt ja, hör auf mich zu verführen. Hör auf mich zu verführen wegen diesen blonden Frauen. Weil wenn ich diese Blondinen sehe, ich kann mich nicht halten. Also erlaube mir doch bitte zurückzubleiben. Ich unterstütze dich von hier aus. Geh du, Mohammed, nach vorne und attackiere was du willst. Aber lass mich bitte zurück, weil ich kann mich nicht kontrollieren, wenn ich die Blondinen sehe. Also dieser Junge scheint ja wirklich in Ordnung zu sein. Und dann, Mohammed ist ja überrascht, dass der Junge auf einmal die Blondinen nicht haben will. Und dann dreht er das auf einmal und sagt, du bist ein
böser
Heuchler. Du bist ein Heuchler und die Hölle wird dich erwarten, weil du nicht mit mir mitziehst, um die sozusagen die Römer anzugreifen, um ihre blonden Frauen zu nehmen für Sexsklaverei. Also grausam.
Das meine ich mit die Moral von Mohammed und die Moral von Jesus. I talked about the morality of Jesus and morality of Muhammad. when we compare these two.
You know, while Jesus was saying to you, if your eye is going to fail you, take it out.
Take it out.
Muhammad is tempting them to go into war and kill and shed the blood just to get some blondie girls.
Ja, also ich habe ja gerade gesagt, die Moralität, die Moral von Herrn Jesus und die Moral von Mohammed. Da hat der Bruder ein Beispiel genannt, wie er sagte, der Herr Jesus sagt ja, wenn dich dein Auge zum Bösen verführt, so reiß es aus und werf es von dir weg. Natürlich soll es nicht hingehen und dann das Auge rausreißen. Das ist nur, weil der Herr Jesus die Sünde sehr, sehr hart ansieht. Ne? Und du sollst da fein abgestimmt werden, dass du nicht auf die Idee kommst, so leicht mit der Sünde umzugehen. Ne? Und dann sehen wir auf der anderen Seite, wie Mohammed zu anderen Leuten sagt, komm, lass uns die Leute angreifen. Wir wollen die blonden Frauen von denen erobern. Versteht ihr? Das ist kein Vorbild für uns. Und dann fragt ihr euch, warum Daesh die Leute angreift aus den jesidischen Stämmen, ihre Frauen erbeutet, ihre Männer tötet und ihren ganzen Stamm vernichtet und alles mitnimmt. Und versteht ihr das nicht? Der IS verkörpert den reinen und wahren Islam. Ja, das sind keine Heuchler.
Ja, genau, das sind normal gute Jungs, würde ich mal sagen.
Ja, Muslime sind das.
Ja, genau, weil die lesen diese Sachen von Mohammed, ISIS, and they practice it. They are not hypocrite. ISIS. They practice it.
No, ISIS are more honest than Muhammad because Muhammad, he know that he's a liar. ISIS, they think they are right. See, they are more decent than, and actually they did not do the crime of Muhammad. The ISIS are very nice people compared to Muhammad.
They also have their limits.
At the same time, yeah, Muhammad, they have no limit. Muhammad, he can do whatever. He can create his own law. ISIS are limited in the law of Muhammad, which he practiced, the Sunnah and the Quran. So they cannot create something, but you do not know what Muhammad he will do. Muhammad is a moody guy. You know, the same one he told them, like 100 of you can fight 1,000. Okay. The Muslim, they went to war, they got busted.
Yes, the story.
So, before they come back, you know, like Muhammad here, then he was okay, okay, hold on. Allah, he just enlightened me, told me that you have weakness. So now 100 of you can fight 200. From 100 fighting 1,000 to 100 fighting 200, what happened? That's mean the error or the mistake in the numbers, it was what, 90%?
90%, yes.
You know, because it was 1 to 10. Now we will fight 1 to 2.
So Allah correcting himself.
Yeah, but it's Muhammad correcting Allah. You know, because you know, like when if you go, I think this is chapter 29, verse. Which verse? Let me. I think maybe 29:14. Check 29:14.
29:14.
Let me search it just to be sure. No, sorry. This is not 29:14. I'm wrong.
This has to be the first.
Yeah, no. This is a chapter 8, verse number 66. It's my mistake.
8:66. Yes.
Somebody's getting old.
O Prophet, Allah soll dir Volllauf genügen und denen, die dir folgen, unter den Gläubigen. O Prophet, feuere die Gläubigen zum Kampf an. Sind auch nur 20 unter euch, die Geduld haben, so wollen sie 200 überwältigen. Und sind 100 unter euch, so werden sie 1000 von denen überwältigen. Die Ungläubigen sind, weil das ein Volk ist, das nicht begreift. Jetzt kommt's. Jetzt aber hat Allah euch eure Bürde erleichtert, denn er weiß, dass ihr schwach seid. Wenn also unter euch 100 sind, die Geduld haben, so sollen sie 200 überwältigen. Und wenn 1000 unter euch sind, so sollen sie 2000 mit der Erlaubnis Allahs überwältigen. Ja. Also hier sehen wir einen eindeutigen Fehler. Allah korrigiert sich ja selber gerade. Der wusste Allah nicht, dass sie verlieren werden, diese Leute, seine Muslime. Da sagt er, oh, okay, gut, ihr habt es nicht geschafft, jetzt habe ich gesehen, jetzt habe ich euch die Bürde erleichtert. Jetzt mach mal 1 zu 20 oder 1 zu 2, ne?
Genau, vorher 10-mal so viel sollen die kämpfen, 10-fach überwinden, einer gegen 10 und auf einmal sieht Allah, oh, ich habe Fehler gemacht, ich schaffe es ja nicht. Also muss ich runtergehen, also sozusagen so eine Art Dingens geben, also so einen Rabatt geben. Und dann einer gegen doppelt dann, ne? Ja, und dann geht das dann wieder. Ne? Allah korrigiert sich, weil Allah ja nicht in die Zukunft schauen kann. Weil wenn er das von vornherein in die Zukunft schaut, dann würde er von Anfang an sagen, nur einer gegen 2 und nicht einer gegen 10.
Hier ist ein richtiger Fehler drin. Das ist ein Widerspruch.
You know, here the question is, if God said you will fight 6 billion people and you will win. You will win
course.
because God is with you.
Genau, wenn Gott spricht und der sagt, geh los und du wirst gegen 6 Millionen Menschen kämpfen und du wirst sie besiegen, dann wirst du gewinnen. So wie auch Samuel war das, ne?
Alle
Propheten,
Josua.
Geh und vollstreck den Bann, ich bin bei dir.
So. Und dann haben die immer
haben die
gewonnen,
alles gemacht.
So,
And you know, if let us say they have a weakness, don't Allah know that they have a weakness when He told them that 100 of you can fight 1,000? I mean, you see that when we say somebody is a prophet, the true prophet is God, not the prophet. The prophet is a man who delivered prophecy made by God. The first prophet is God. He is the one who prophesied the future because he knows the future.
Yes.
So prophet is a man who delivered prophecy coming from God. So the first prophet is God, truly, not a man. Then the prophet here delivering prophecy from God, saying that 100 of you will win against 1,000. So is that a prophecy or a stupid mistake? Obviously, it's a stupid mistake and it's a stupid lie. So Muhammad, he delivered this prophecy, but he noticed that this is too much exaggeration and it's not practical. There's no way 100 can win against 1,000.
Why the Muslims don't see that? Are they blind?
Who dare to question? We spoke before. We just mentioned that.
Why we see it? Why we can read it and
Was der
understand
Christian
it?
Prince sagt, ist, die erlauben sich das noch nicht mal zu hinterfragen, weil sonst verlieren die ihren Glauben. Steht doch in Sure
Ja, 5 Vers
Lies die mal vor, bitte. Das ist ja auch gerade die Frage, die der Bruder gestellt hat.
When I was
505
101.
Yeah.
Don't ask.
Ask
don't
no
have
questions.
questions.
Yeah.
This is,
But there's more than this. You see, you can ask questions in Islam as long as you don't question Islam.
Ja, du sollst
Like
nicht Frage
ask a silly question: Can I shave in the arm? That's a good question. You know, can I cut my mustache? That's perfect question. But why Muhammad did that? Nobody there. You know, like if you go to verse number 66, I don't know what the translation in German.
Okay,
What it
66.
says. Does it say there in the beginning now?
Wait.
In Arabic it says
Also,
Al-Anfal,
yeah.
yeah, verse number 65 and 66. You know, so in verse number 66, the same verse you were reading a second ago.
One moment, please.
In verse number 66 it says الآن خفف الله عنكم وعلم أن فيكم ضعفا. Now Allah, He enlightened your task and He know that you have a weakness. Now,
No.
what happened?
What happened before?
musst du sagen.
Yes,
Yeah,
I did.
nothing does that.
Ja, also dann sagt Allah, okay, oh, jetzt habe ich gesehen, die schafft das nicht. Okay, jetzt sage ich, ihr seid schwach. Also vorher hatte Allah nicht gewusst, dass die Muslime schwach sind. Der muss erst sehen, was passiert, um dann zu reagieren. Aber Gott ist ja so, dass er jetzt in die Zukunft schauen kann. Der wahre Gott der Bibel zeigt Prophezeiungen, die ja Jahrtausende später eintreffen werden, exakt. Aber hier sagt Allah irgendeine Prophezeiung, das trifft nicht ein. Und dann muss er dann sozusagen sich korrigieren und sagen, okay, ja, jetzt habe ich gesehen, ich schaffe das nicht. Okay, dann mach doch, also eins gegen zwei. Ja, also das.
Wir haben es ja mit einem menschlichen Wesen zu tun, nicht
der Fehler macht und sich korrigiert, ja.
ja, deshalb hat er gerade gesagt, Mohammed korrigiert Allah.
Ja, und das ist dann der wahre, das ist ja nicht Allah hier, der sich korrigiert. Das ist Mohammed, der eben Sachen sagt, die nicht eintreffen und auf einmal steht er da vor der Menge und weiß nicht, was er tun soll. Also gibt er Rabatt und korrigiert seine eigenen Fehler. Das sind menschliche Fehler. Ja, Gott macht ja keinen Fehler in der Zukunft. Sozusagen in der Zukunftsschau, in der Prophezie, in der Prophezeiung.
And if you notice, the two verses, they mention conditions, both of them, they are exactly the same. So the Muslim, they can't say, oh, the first verse, it says if they are patient and faithful. Both verses saying the same. If they are patient and they are,
But it doesn't make sense how you can try to explain it, because Allah said, now I know. Now I know.
Now, the Muslim, they say to you, oh, now he's saying now that he changed his decision, but doesn't say that. It says,
This is
now he knew, now he just found out and changed the decision about how many.
Jetzt hat er es herausgefunden.
But both of them, they have the same condition, to be faithful and to be patient. So nothing changed about being patient. Both have the same condition, which means like he cannot say if you are faithful in the first verse and he is not saying that in the second verse, or vice versa. You know what I mean? So the condition is the same. It's like, you say if you do 10 push-up a day, you will lose 1 kilogram. And then you say, no, second verse, if you do 10 push-up a day, you know,
I correct myself.
you will lose half kilogram. But it's the same push-up. We did push-up in the first day, 10 push-up, and now 10 push-up. So it's the same conditions. So the Muslim now, they can't explain to us why in the first verse he said that, and why the second verse saying the opposite, or like the changing the numbers, because both they have the same conditions. And additional to that, the second verse confirming that Allah now he knew that they have a weakness. And then if we go back to the first verse, if Allah is all knowledgeable and he knew the future, don't he knew that is going to correct himself tomorrow? So why he don't give the second verse instead of the first verse from the beginning?
That's the logic.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like saying to you, take the highway number 110, and then I say, oh no, 110 is too long, take the other one, a shortcut. You know?
Entschuldigung, das ist halt lustig, mal mit dem Bruder Christian Prince. Also, genau, das wiederholt das jetzt gerade der Bruder Christian Prince. Wenn Allah etwas sagt, was in Zukunft passiert, dann muss es auch passieren. Der darf sich nicht korrigieren. Wenn Allah sagt, geht rein und ihr werdet, also 10 von euch werden Tausende überwältigen, dann muss das so eintreffen, weil Allah das sagt, weil Gott das sagt. Trifft das nicht ein und Allah muss seine eigenen Fehler korrigieren und sagen, okay, ich schaffe nur zweifach so viel, dann handelt es sich hier um einen menschlichen Fehler. Und das ist der Geist, der diese Verse geschrieben hat, der seine Fehler korrigiert. Ist ein menschlicher Geist, der Fehler macht.
Ja, eindeutig. Und was sagt Allah über sich selber in Sure 4,82? Wenn dieses Buch Widersprüche hat, so wäre es nicht von Gott. Surah 4:82.
Yeah.
When this book is not from God, you find a lot of contradiction.
Yes.
A lot of.
If-
Also noch viele. Einer reicht ja nicht. Man muss viele finden, um das als falsch.
You have to find a lot of
If you go to chapter 3, verse 144, it says, and Muhammad, وَمَا مُحَمَّدٌ إِلَّا رَسُولٌ قَدْ خَلَتْ مِنْ قَبْلِهِ الرُّسُلُ. Muhammad is nothing but a prophet, and all prophets before him they die. This is a contradiction because Jesus did not die.
Yeah.
But the same verse saying, and if he die or get killed, I mean,
Surah
144. If he die or get killed, Allah is talking now. Don't he know that if he's going to die or get killed? I mean, is there a third option? Like, what is the third option will be, you know? So if he die, why? Because this idiot, Muhammad, he wasn't sure how he would die. He might get killed, he might die normally. So now he have to cover his ass, excuse my language. So he said, okay, if he die or get killed. So if he die, they will say, okay, he said he might die.
Okay.
And if he get killed, he might kill.
Ich lese mal den Vers vor. Sure 3, Vers 144. Und Mohammed ist nur ein Gesandter. Schon vor ihm gingen die Gesandten dahin. Und ob er stirbt oder getötet wird, werdet ihr auf euren Fersen umkehren. Und wer auf seinen Fersen umkehrt, nimmer schadet er Allah etwas. Aber Allah wird wahrlich die Dankbaren belohnen. It's not the same like you.
Mixed up a little bit.
The translation, maybe the translation, maybe he used Google translation.
I don't know.
Yeah, what it says, translate to me.
It's hard to translate it for you. Und Muhammad is no is the same like you said the first sentence.
Okay, and if he die or get killed, does it say that?
Schon vor ihm gingen die Gesandten dahin, and
Before him,
the messengers
All they die.
all
they went
died.
away.
Yeah, they die, not went away. Yeah.
Und ob er stirbt oder getötet wird, werdet ihr auf euren Fersen umkehren. Ja, wie soll man das übersetzen?
And if they die or get killed,
You
will see it in.
You will leave. You might leave Islam or etc.
You mind?
Mostly, according to my understanding for this verse, mostly this verse is added long after Muhammad dead, because what happened, many people when they heard Muhammad he died, they left Islam.
Yeah, the big.
So mostly this verse is written long after. This is not part of the Quran in time of Muhammad. However, Muslims believe that this is part of the Quran of Muhammad, but this is contain a very huge contradiction. Number one, Muhammad is a prophet. All messengers before him they die, and that contradicts the story of Jesus, that Jesus did not die. Number two, Muhammad, if he got killed or he died, we are talking about God is talking. Why in the world, God who knows everything, he's not sure if Muhammad will get killed or he die? So it's like saying to you, if a Christian prince get killed or he die when he is asleep. I mean, there's a third option. There's a guy. He was telling me a story about a guy who predicted that his wife is delivering a baby, and this is supposedly coming from the Sunnah, but we could not like find a hadith which is really solid to support this story. But the story is saying this, that a guy, he came to the Prophet, and again, I'm not saying this is can be supported, but this is what the Muslims believe. A Muslim, he told me this story, that a guy, he came to the Prophet,
Ein Typ kam zum Propheten,
and he told him, I have a wife, she's a pregnant.
Und ich habe eine Frau, sie ist schwanger.
Then after some time, he came back to him and he's so happy, and he told him, my wife delivered a baby.
Und dann kam sie wieder und war sehr glücklich, und meine Frau hat ein Kind geboren.
So the Prophet, he said, it must be a boy. The guy, he said, no. He said, it must be a girl then. The guy, he said, praise be to Allah, how you know?
What? Wait.
I could not really, this is what the Muslims report to me. I look for this hadith. I could not really find it.
Oh, you're not finding it.
Yeah, I could not find, but this is what they believe in. You know, but this is explained to you how stupid their mind. I mean, don't you use your brain? If he just told him it's a boy, and then he said, no, it's not a boy. And then he said to him, it must be a girl then. And you say, praise be to Allah, how you know? You know?
Yes.
So there's tons of stories the Muslim they carry about Muhammad to praise him, but if you just listen to them carefully a little bit, you will see how stupid they are. The same as when the Muslim he praise. Today I was making a video about the chapter of speaking about series, the star series. The Muslim, they make it as a miracle that how the Quran speak about the stars and the science discover, but this is have nothing to do with this. It's have to do with Allah or Jibreel coming down speaking to Muhammad. So Muslims, because they try to make Muhammad the Superman, the Spider-Man, you know, so all lies are accepted. The second you make, you see, as long you are lying, praising Muhammad, nobody question your lie. Yes. As long you say even a truth, but it's painful, everybody accuses you to be a liar.
Solange du lügst, den Islam halt, wie ich dir in meinem Video Takir gesagt habe, den Islam nach vorne zu bringen, ist ja alles erlaubt. Hauptsache der Islam steht gut da, auch wenn du auch lügst, ist egal, mach einfach. Solange du noch Menschen da reinholst in den Islam, ist das alles erlaubt.
You know, I asked the Muslim, the one who told me this hadith. Okay, each time I tell you something, you tell me, give me the hadith reference. Okay, give me the reference for this hadith because it's priceless. I want to have it. He doesn't know where to find it. So if a Muslim, he say it, they don't question it. But if you say it, they question you. Now, the Muslim himself, he could not report to me where he got this story from. Maybe it's a lie. But this is not my business. The business is how Muslims believe even in lies. As long you are praising, the same as Zakir Naik. Zakir Naik, they ask him, why Allah he give virgin only to men? A woman, if you saw the video, a woman, she asked Zakir Naik, why in Islam men only get virgins? What Zakir Naik, he said, brother Twitter, first of all, the word hur is a plural name, and it's not about male or female. It is possible to be male and female at the same time. But what male and female at the same time? The Quran says that those hur, they never been bleeded, they never lost the blood from their private part. Yes. It's there in the front of your eyes, you know. How you say that? But none of the Muslim ask him. But it says there they will not touched by men or genie, and they did not bleed. You know, they did not even have intercourse with them. So 10,000 Muslims watching this guy live. Not even one put his hand up. He says, "You eat it." What are you talking about? The Quran says it clearly. They are women, and it says actually in Arabic. You know, in Arabic we have.
He says those who are men. Huh?
He said it's not. The word "hur" is for men and women, which means the man will get hur and the men will get hur too. And this is good news for the Muslim girls. Now each one of them, she will get 70 men to find the bed. You know. But here, you see, in Arabic, we have something it's called noon and nuswa. You see, like in English, you add she in the front of female, all right? But when you say you, it can be for both. In Arabic, we don't have that. So when you add the letter nun at the end of a word, that make it only for females, and the Quran mentioned that clearly. So it's for females. This is called nun and niswa, which means then the letter nun for the females. So like if I say hunna, it's mean they as women. If I say hum, for sure I'm talking about men. But it can be mixed with humma between men and women. But if you say hunna, it is must 100% women. So Zakir Naik is a big scholar for Muslims because he is praising Islam and making lies about Islam. But nobody questioned his authority. Nobody questioned how stupid he is, because as long as he is promoting Islam, who cares? But the Christian Prince, he says something, he showed the reference. All my books is full of reference. I have nothing there except reference.
Deswegen, alle seine Bücher sind voller Referenzen und voller Quellenangaben. Wenn du der Meinung bist, dass dieses Buch eine Lüge ist, der Bruder ist fast jeden zweiten Tag live oder jeden Tag live. Every day you are live on a broadcast on your channel.
Absolutely.
Sein Kanal ist Arab for Christ, Christian Prince,
Arabian Prophet.
The Arabian Prophet. Ich werde das alles unten in der Beschreibung verlinken, wenn das Video zu Ende ist. Und wenn ihr möchtet, wenn ihr möchtet, könnt ihr mich anschreiben, das kann man schon sehen. Ich habe es schon in der Beschreibung gemacht. Wenn ihr möchtet und ihr meint, dass dieses Buch irgendwelche Lügen beinhaltet oder dass die Übersetzungen falsch sind, so könnt ihr mich anschreiben. Wir gehen live mit ihm und dann zeigt er uns über den Screen alles, damit ihr endlich euren Mund haltet, ehrlich. Weil es kann nicht sein, dass ihr immer sagt, Daif, falsche Übersetzungen, das stimmt nicht, das ist eine Lüge, der hat keine Ahnung. Doch, der hat Ahnung. Das ist ein Gelehrter, nicht so wie ihr. Mit 2 Haare hier raushängen und dann so tun, als wärt ihr voll die Gelehrten. Nein, das ist gar nichts, nichts. Ihr müsst von jemandem lernen, der euch nicht anlügt.
And we challenge anyone. We can make another show. We challenge any Muslim to challenge us, to show him the reference, and he can prove to us that they are not exist.
Also er sagt, er fordert jeden Muslim heraus. Wenn du meinst, dass dieses Buch oder dieses Buch Lügen beinhaltet oder dass etwas nicht stimmt, der Bruder ist jeden zweiten oder jeden Tag live. Du kannst mich anschreiben und wir gehen zusammen live in seinen Raum und wir diskutieren über das Buch oder über das Buch. Was dir nicht passt, wir gehen jedes einzelne Ding durch. Ich garantiere dir, wenn du das machst, wirst du heute noch den Islam verlassen. 100%. Deswegen machen die Muslime das nicht. Die kommen niemals live und fragen nach dem Buch und nach den Referenzen. Die haben alle Angst, weil sie wissen, dass er ein arabisch sprechender Mensch ist, der perfekt die Quellen kennt und der da euch Muslimen Einheit gebieten kann. Das ist das. Deswegen traut ihr euch nicht. Ihr habt Angst vor der Wahrheit. Aber was sagt der Herr? Nur die Wahrheit kann uns frei machen und die Wahrheit wird uns auch befreien.
Amen.
Johannes 8, Vers 32 müsste es sein.
Richtig.
The Muslims, they reach the point, they will say to you the Quran is da'if. And already many Muslims, they mentioned that to me already when I showed them something very stupid in the Quran. So already the Muslims, they are denying the Quran, saying the Quran is full of fabrication. If you go in YouTube, you will search to Imam Yasir Habib as an example. He's a sheikh. He's very well known. And this guy, he had a series in English about how the Quran is corrupted.
Wow.
And there's many Muslim sheikh agree. Actually, even Sunni, if you go to Imam al-Suyuti, he listed at least between 60 to 70 corruption in the Quran.
Wow.
And those 60 or 70 corruption goes to 100 of verses, not a verse, not 2. As an example, in one of the corruption stories, it says that the chapter of Al-Baqarah used to be equal to the chapter of Al-Ahzab, which means there's more than 210 verses at least are gone. History, we cannot find them. So,
er redet gerade über die Verfälschung des Korans und dass Imam al-Suyuti sagt, dass es sehr viel Verfälschung im Koran eingetreten sind und dass sehr viele Verse auch nicht mehr im Koran zu finden sind. Und die Sure Al-Ahzab, Sure 33, war so groß wie Surat Al-Baqarah, also die Sure 2. Und die ganzen Verse sind im Laufe der Geschichte verloren gegangen, weil die Muslime ja das Buch misshandelt haben, wie die wollten. Die haben mit dem Wort Gottes gespielt, also Wort Gottes im Sinne von ihrem Gott, von ihrem eigenen Gott. Ja.
If there's people have a questions, they can ask,
Okay, wenn ihr Fragen habt, fragt den Bruder Christian Prince. Hat einer eine Frage von euch?
Ja, du kannst ja weiterlesen. Also es geht uns ja auch nicht, in erster Linie geht es ja uns nicht darum, Muslime zu kränken oder irgendwie so zu beleidigen. Wir wollen ja jeden Muslim für den Herrn Jesus gewinnen. Das ist unsere Intention. Und zwar die einzige Intention. Wir wollen uns weder lustig machen über andere Religionen oder was auch immer. Wir müssen aber die Dinge beim Namen nennen. Und dann kommen wir nicht drum herum, auch eben Dinge aufzuzeigen, die unangenehm sind. Aber es ist nicht unsere Intention, die Muslime zu kränken. Wir wollen, dass die Muslime errettet werden. Das ist unsere Hauptintention. Und deswegen müssen die Muslime verstehen, dass wir es eigentlich gut meinen mit ihnen und nicht aus boshaftigen Intentionen sie irgendwie schlecht dalassen wollen. Nein, wir wollen, dass sie die Wahrheit erkennen, was der Islam wirklich ist.
Was er überhaupt lehrt, was er wirklich lehrt.
Genau, dass sie halt sich um ihre eigene Religion kümmern. Und wenn das annehmbar ist für die Muslime, was sie dann selber herausfinden werden, durch das Lesen zum Beispiel von den Büchern von Christian Prince, ja, wenn das annehmbar ist für euch Muslime, dann ist es okay, dann nehmt es an, dann macht es, dann praktiziert den Islam, aber den wahren Islam, was im Koran steht, was in der Sunna steht und so weiter.
Ja.
Aber ihr könnt nicht sagen, ich bin Muslim und euch nicht um eure eigene Religion kümmert. So, dann seid ihr blinde Muslime. Ihr folgt einer Religion, die ihr gar nicht kennt. Und das ist tödlich. Vor allen Dingen, wenn es um Gott geht. Da könnt ihr nicht einfach blind irgendeine Religion, in die ihr hineingeboren seid, annehmen und denken, das ist absolut richtig. Denn da kann ja jeder Buddhist kommen und sagen, ja, ich bin als Buddhist hier geboren, in meiner Familie buddhistisch, dann muss das ja die Wahrheit sein. Da kann ja jeder kommen. Es geht hier darum, dass man sich wirklich auf die Suche begibt und unsere Quellen nachprüft und dann selbst zur Wahrheit gelangt. Das ist die Devise.
Ja, es ist doch nicht so schwer, mit seiner loszuziehen und die Quellen mal zu überprüfen und nicht immer zu sagen, das ist alles falsch, ist alles falsch. Dann kommen auch noch Muslime, die noch nicht mal Arabisch können und dann so tun, als würden sie Arabisch können und dann versuchen, die Quellen davon eben in Frage zu stellen. Das ist noch das Heftigste an der ganzen Sache. Geht doch nicht so mit eurer Seele um. Die ist doch kostbar. Wir sind auch als Muslime geboren. Selbst Mohammed sagt, jeder Mensch ist als Muslim geboren. CP, there is a narration in Sahih Bukhari or I think Sahih Muslim in which Muhammad said every person is born as a Muslim. Yes. When someone tell me I was not a Muslim, I tell him here, your prophet said everybody is a Muslim. Or as a Muslim, that means you are a liar.
But do you know how stupid this statement is? Because in Sahih al-Bukhari, there's Aisha, she attended a funeral with Muhammad for a child who is an infant.
Okay,
and this infant, he died, and Aisha, she said, lucky this infant will be a bird.
Es gibt eine Überlieferung, in dem Aisha zu Muhammad sagt, schau Muhammad, dieses Baby ist gestorben, es ist jetzt glücklich. Also so nach dem Motto, es ist jetzt da, es ist jetzt im Paradies quasi.
So Muhammad, he said to her, which means don't be stupid, Aisha. Nobody knows where he will be in heaven or hell. For Allah, he wrote his fate for everyone before he was born, when they are in the backbone of their father, because Islam believed that we are coming from the backbone.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, me, we came from the backbone. I can tell from our faces. Yeah. So, translate.
Also Mohammed sagt dann zu Aisha, erzähl nicht sowas. Der Allah entscheidet, wer ins Paradies geht und wer nicht. Ja, aber das ist jetzt sind das meine Worte, aber das ist ein Baby. Das Baby hat nie und niemals in seinem Leben gesündigt. Und dann sagt er, ja, Allah hat schon bestimmt, ob dieses Baby in Paradies kommt oder nicht. Habt ihr euch so eine Aussage schon mal durch den Kopf gehen lassen? Da stirbt ein Baby, das macht so mal. Versteht ihr, was ich meine? Das nuckelt gerade mal an irgendwelchen Nuckis. Und dann sagt Mohammed, ja, wer weiß, ob dieses Kind in der Hölle oder im Himmel ist. Es kann nicht wahr sein.
Also, dass Allah das Schicksal dieses Babys schon vorher festgelegt
hat. Genau, das meinte ich.
Before they are made, even Allah wrote their destiny. But here the problem, because you just mentioned, everyone is born as a Muslim.
Yes.
Okay. To go to heaven is to be as a Muslim. Now we have a baby, he was born as a Muslim, from a Muslim family, and even the one who is not from a Muslim family is a Muslim, as you say. So now, what is the reason for this baby to go to hell? If he's born from a Muslim family and he's born as a Muslim and he never commits sin.
Yes.
Any Muslim can explain to us? Nobody. They will say to you one thing: Allah knows best.
This is the best sentence I ever heard.
Because
they write such a.
But the Muslims not say that
Yes,
all babies go when they
no,
die, they go to
no. Here we go. The story is saying so clear. Everyone his decision is made when he is not even born yet, where he will go, to hell or to heaven. And this here proved the idea Islam to be stupid. Why? Because this baby, he never commits sin, and he did not reach the age of sin, as Aisha even confirmed. So he is little baby.
Ja, hat noch nicht mal das Alter für Sündigen erreicht. Das ist ein Baby gewesen.
Yeah, and Muhammad, he did not say to her, no, he commits sin. He did not agree, disagree about that. He agreed he did not commit sin, but the problem is that Allah, he wrote the fate of every person before he was even made. Before he's made creation, not is even born, because the point of creation is not when you are born. It's 9 months ago, But according to Islam, you are your fate is written, as we said. Musa, he said, my fate written to me 40 years before my creation. So 40 years before the baby created, Allah, he wrote that this person will go to hell or might go to heaven. That's why Muhammad is not sure. So he said to Aisha, don't say that, for no one knows where he will go. He might go to hell or might go to heaven, for Allah wrote the destiny of those who go to hell when they are in their father backbone, and those who will go to heaven when they are in their father backbone. So now here the problem is, if every person who is a Muslim who practices Islam, he will go to heaven. What is the reason to go to heaven? Sin? Not to commit sin. He will go a child, he never commits sin. Number two, he's a Muslim. So why he will go to hell?
There is a contradiction there.
This story alone, that story alone will destroy all the cult of Islam, because how you say don't commit sin, pray to Allah, ask for forgiveness, and blah 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 blah. But this guy, he did not do anything. But here, if you remember from the beginning, you said to me, there's a hadith that says, if we don't commit sin, Allah will destroy us and replace us. All right. So this child is not lucky because he did not commit sin. For Allah don't like him. He like committed sin people,
Allah mag manchmal dieses Kind, ne?
Ja, weil es noch nicht gesündigt hat und weil Allah Menschen mag, die sündigen, damit ihn vergeben kann.
Also wird dieses Baby erst recht in die Hölle werfen, ne?
Ja, genau. Also du hast ein Problem mit einem Baby, das noch nicht gesündigt hat.
In dem ersten Hadith, was ich euch vorgelesen habe, wo Allah es liebt, dass Menschen sündigen. Und wenn die nicht sündigen, dann wird er die Menschheit ersetzen durch eine andere Menschheit, die sündigt.
Damit Allah ihnen vergeben kann, weil er das liebt, dieses Vergeben immer wieder von der Sünde.
By the way, when I was a kid, I was a Muslim. My mom told me that I used to do bupu in my diaper. And I think this is the clear sign that I was a Muslim at that time, because obviously I have no idea what's happening. Allah knows best. So if you ask me what's happening down there, I would say Allah knows best. I don't know. Everyone is born as a Muslim. This is the most stupid statement to say. Number one, here we need to question, is religion a choice or we are born with it? If we are born with it, it means we are not free and there's no free will. In the Bible, it's totally the opposite. You have to be reborn again, not born of a Christian family. Like you yourself, you are not born of a Christian family, but you decide to become a Christian. And a person who is born of a Christian family does not make him a Christian. So Christian is totally the opposite. Muslims believe that before you are born, it's written in your fate. So what's the point? Why I'm going to be punished for my fate, which is written for me?
Warum soll ich denn bestraft werden, was Allah schon für mich vorbereitet hat? Das ist ja völliger Blödsinn.
If you remember the hadith where Muhammad, he said that one of you, he will do the work of people of heaven until there is a distance of an arm between him and heaven. And then what is written by Allah will take over, and he start acting as the people of hellfire, and he go to hellfire. And then he said, and there's one of you will do the act of hellfire all their life. And then what is written by Allah, when there's only a distance of an arm between them and hellfire, what is written by Allah will take over, and he will start acting as people of heaven, and he go to heaven. That's mean your action doesn't matter. It's what's written by Allah anyway. So why I want to pray? At the end of the day, what is written by Allah is going to take over.
Useless.
Why I want to convert? Why I want to be a Muslim? Why I want to be a Jew? Why I want to be anything? Because at the end, forget about all religions in the world. If Islam is the only true religion, and this is the logic, there is a distance of an arm between me and hell, and then what is written by Allah will take over anyway. So what the point of praying 5 times a day and going around the black stone and pointing my head? I live in Germany, but yet I'm pointing my head to Mecca. How that is going to work anyway? I mean, I'm going to hit the toilet seat. I mean, how you can? Mecca is on the other side of the earth. Especially for me, like I live in America. The only way to face Mecca is to put your head in the toilet seat. You know, it's on the other side of the earth. So the Lord, there's no logic in this cult, and that can, you know, you mentioned to me if Islam is not from God, you will find contradiction. So how the Quran says those who do good deeds, blah 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 blah, there's no sorrow for them, and they will be rewarded in gardens, and Allah will give them bracelet and TV and big screen and etc. And then we find that the fate is written for us. So what is the reward is talking about? There's no reward, you know. So the more you read about Islam, the more you notice that it's a chain of contradictions. There's nothing there match. The same page contradict itself, you know. Like from the beginning, you open Al-Fatiha, you will feel like somebody is standing in your face. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Like how in the heck Allah says Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen? Allah saying Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. The Muslim, they will say to you, this is a prayer, brother. No, it's not a prayer. Allah is praying. Did he say there say pray? No. The Quran, there's many verses says where it says Allah said Qul, which means Allah saying to Muhammad say. All right. But this verse, there's no Qul. This was Muhammad trying to copy our Father out of heaven. You know, if you notice the end of the verses, you know, where he says, forgive to us, you know, like what forgive to us? Forgive to us. What forgive, you know, when we seek guidance, you know, it's like the same as the Christians, they have our Father out of heaven. Muhammad, he don't have one. So he created short one to match our Father out of heaven. And that make him look more stupid and more funny, because it's a stupid prayer. You know, when Jesus said that prayer, they asked him how to pray. So there's a logic there. How we pray? He said, say this. All right, pray like that. But you don't have to say it exactly, by the way. You know, he is giving you the idea how you can see God. Forgive to us as we forgive to others. And this is a great logic, because you know, in order to be given, you have to give. Yes. So, you know, if you are hungry and you want somebody to feed you, okay, well, we will feed you, but are you willing to feed somebody who is hungry tomorrow? You know, and forgiveness is the same. We asked the High Mighty to forgive us, but why we deserve forgiveness if we are not willing to forgive to people? Yes. So here, Jesus, even in a short prayer, is teaching us something priceless. Forgiveness first, then you belong to me. You know, but in Islam, forgiveness does not exist. It's you curse people, you know. A Muslim,
Muhammad curse everybody.
Muhammad curse everybody. The Quran curse everybody. The Muslim curse everybody. Even Al-Fatiha, it's curse. Yes. Al-Fatiha says غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Not like the cursed one, the Jews, which mean the Jews, and the one who they are lost, the Christians. I mean, I cannot pray to God without mentioning the Jews and the Christians.
That means they curse us 5 times a day.
Yeah, and the funny, they say we are the one who have a phobia. You are the one who mentioned our name before even you wash your face in the morning. You say, Allah, don't make us the same as the Christians and the Jews, please. Allah, don't make us like that. Like, what's wrong with the Christian and the Jews? Look at them. Here we go.
Very hateful. No? It's too much hate.
It is too much pressure of hate. And Muhammad, he don't. This is why in chapter 5, verse 51, he said, don't take the Christians and the Jews as a friends. You know.
Awliya means friends.
Awliya mean friends and
why
protectors.
Why did they say protectors? Why they lie in their
you see, actually, protectors is a good word for me, because that will get them more busted. Because if somebody want to protect you, it's mean he is more than a friend.
Yes.
You know, it's mean he love you, right? So why I cannot take someone as a protector? Because I'm a hateful person. You know, I refuse.
Like the police when we take it to protect
chapter 10, verse number 62. It also says awliya, but then it says friends.
You see, the translation is a translation. We don't care. The translation, they can play with it. But even if the Muslim, they say that the word awliya mean protectors. You know, protectors is more valuable than a friend, because a friend not necessarily will protect you, but a protector is a protector. So, and this is what expose the Muslim lies when they say, oh, those are our enemies. How they are your enemies, but they want to protect you?
You know, you go, you don't can go
how
to
you
police,
say, like in chapter 3, verse 28, the verse of the Taqiyya. Okay, It says the same, you know, like like, you know, protection. But you ask a Muslim, he says, okay, if you are a soldier in the army and your enemy capture you, and aren't you going to lie? But this is not about this. You just said it's a protection. Those are going to protect you, awliya. You just say they are awliya, protectors. So how do your enemy, how they are your enemy, but they want to protect you? Have you ever heard of an enemy like this? Can I hire some? Some enemies who want to protect me? That's wonderful. So they expose themselves even when they fabricate the translation, because even the translation, which is a lie, is proving Islam to be a false cult. Same time, in chapter 5 verse 14, when the Quran says that Allah, he will spread hate and enmity between the Christians. Okay. If I ask anyone, I asked a Muslim once, do you think spreading hate will make the world better? He said no, because he said to me, Christian Prince, you are spreading hate. I said, why I'm spreading hate? He says, because you are making people angry from the Christians. I said, but you are angry from me already. The Quran says to you, you have to be angry from me, you have to kill me. I'm just reading for you what is in the Quran. So I said to him, do you agree with me? Let us make a common sense between us. Do you agree with me that hate spreading is a crime, it's satanic? He said yes. He said, do you promise me you will change your mind? He said yes. He said, you promise me you will change your mind? He said, why you are repeating? I said, I'm like Muhammad, I like to repeat 3 times. You know? So after 3 times, when he heard that Muhammad, he said 3 times, he agreed to say it 3 times. So he said yes 3 times. And then I asked him to read chapter 5, verse number 14. He finished the verse, he said, Assalamu alaikum, I'm leaving. Because he had no answer, you know. Yeah.
It's most like them. Yeah. Most Muslims.
But it's obvious. Why in the world? Imagine Jesus saying, go spread hate. What hate for? What, I mean, what the purpose of hate? Why I spread hate between the Christians? Why I spread hate between the Muslims?
Yeah.
You know, hate is a pure satanic. There's no question about that. And anyone who has a simple logic, he knows that hate is wrong. So how in the world we have God, he is saying, I'm going to target the Christians, and he is naming the Christians. What about naming the communists? I mean, the Quran says the most close people to the Muslims are the Christians. Then you want to spread hate for them? It doesn't make sense in the same chapter. So how they are the most close to the Muslims, and then you want to spread hate between them? Simply because the Quran is not a book. Quran is like you go to a grocery store, you get a basket. You get 1 orange from here, 1 tomato like from there. Yeah, you know, like you put things. You buy shoes, you put it in the same thing. Like
what are you?
You are in the mall. You know, you buy things and you have a cart, and then after that you dump the cart in the trunk, and this is the Quran.
Everyone makes his own faith.
This is why the verses don't match. How you say they are the most close people to Allah, to Muslims, and then you say they are spread hate between them and I will kill them. The reason for that, at that moment, Muhammad was trying to play Nasara, as we said before we start podcast. Muhammad in the beginning, he was trying to play Nasara, like not a Christian. Nasara is a Christian cult. So when he was in a good relation with the Nasara, playing to be one of them, he was acting as a person who, you know, the Christian will go to heaven. The Jews will go to heaven. The Sabian will go to heaven. Everybody will go to heaven. Whoever believe in Allah, you know, and the last days will believe in heaven. And those, the Jews and the Christian and the Sabian, they will go to heaven. But then, when he noticed that the Nasara are rejecting him too, so he get angry from them. The Jews refuse him. Muhammad, he said, if 10 Jews accepted me, all the Jews will accept me. And this is a hadith. It's sahih. And then the Sabian, they dumped him too. They don't want him to be Sabian because obviously he's false. So Muhammad suddenly, he against everybody. The Sabian are not too many around him, so he did not launch war against them, but he focused in the Christian and the Jews who they are again, you know, around. And this is how Islam is. This is why you find, you know, like it doesn't make sense. Some verses speaking kind words about you know, the Christians.
Very confusing.
Yeah, some of them, they are monks and they are good and blah blah blah, and then later he says kill them, whatever, you know, fight them until they pay the jizya.
Here is starting the doctrine of abrogation, so
abrogation happened for many reasons.
Most of the Muslims don't know the Quran talks about abrogation.
There's tons of verses in the Quran, they are not valid no more. This is number one. So all the German, they need to be aware that there's many verses in the Quran, Muslim, they might show them, they are not to be followed.
Also es gibt im Koran die sogenannte Abrogation, in welchen Muslime auch gar keine Ahnung haben, dass es überhaupt sowas gibt. Nur es gibt viele Muslime, die das kennen, aber einige Muslime, die leugnen natürlich die Abrogation, weil das natürlich, der Koran ist ja dann ein leeres Buch, wenn es die Abrogation gibt. Weil die ganzen friedlichen Verse durch die harten, aggressiven Medina-Verse aufgehoben worden sind. Wenn das nicht so wäre, dann haben wir hunderte von Widersprüchen da drin. Beispielsweise Sure 109, Surat Al-Kafir, wie ich immer sage, für euch eure Religion, für mich meine Religion. Ihr dient nicht dem ich diene und ich diene nicht dem ihr dient. Schön für euch eure Religion, für mich meine Religion. Oder hier in Sure 256, es gibt keinen Zwang in der Religion. Aber dann finden wir wieder Passagen, wo es heißt in Sure 9, Vers 29, kämpft gegen diejenigen, die nicht an Allah glauben und an den jüngsten Tag. Also hier gibt es hunderte von Widersprüchen, wenn es so wäre. Und dann finden wir auch den Vers, wo es steht, dass die Juden, Christen, Sabäer und alle, die an den Allah und an den jüngsten Tag glauben, gerettet werden. Und dann finden wir wieder einen anderen Vers, wo steht, wenn jemand etwas anderes als den Islam begeht als Religion, wird er nimmer mehr von Allah Vergebung erlangen. Das ist direkte Widerspruch. Und hier setzt die Kunst der Abrogation ein. Und das besprechen wir gerade in Sure 2, Vers 106.
And if a Muslim, he would say there's no abrogation in the Quran, then he have to accuse Allah to be a liar.
Ja, wenn ein Muslim behauptet, dass es keine Abrogation im Koran gibt, dann erklärt er seinen Gott Allah zu einem Lügner.
In chapter 2, the cow chapter 1, verse 106, it says, any verses that we abrogate or cause to be forgotten, we will replace it with something similar or better.
Okay. In Sure 2, Vers 106, wie ich gerade gesagt habe, steht, wenn wir einen Vers tilgen oder in Vergessenheit geraten lassen, bringen wir einen besseren, einen, der ihm gleich ist. So fängt die ganze Abrogation an.
Yeah, and how in the world Allah will make better Quran than his Quran?
Und wie zur Hölle quasi, Entschuldigung, bringt der Allah einen besseren Koran, als er schon gemacht hat.
Als seinen eigenen
Koran.
Yeah. It's like saying my coming book in German will be better than my first book.
Yeah.
But that makes sense for a human being because his English maybe improve or German improve. But
maybe some mistakes in there.
And the Muslim, they say nobody can make Quran better than Allah. But Allah himself is saying he will make Quran better than the Quran. Because this is what it says.
Sollte man das tun?
Because this is what it says. In Arabic it says, it's in the front of me, it says, ما ننسخ من آية أو ننسها نأتي بخير منها أو مثلها. None of the verses we cause to be abrogated or to be forgotten, but we will come with something better or similar. And here the stupid logic is like I'm saying to you, I'm going to destroy your house and I'm going to build similar house. I mean, why you want to destroy my house?
This is okay.
Like I have a house 100 square meter. You say to me, and I have 4 rooms. I will say to you, I will destroy your house and give you exactly the same house. So leave me in my house, man. For what? You know, and or saying, and he is not sure. Look what he says. نأتي بمثلها أو which is the same or better. He's not even sure if it's going to be the same, you know, or better. It might be better, but it might be the same, you know. But the point here, why I'm going to make he caused them to be forgetting the Quran. Why you caused me to forget the Quran? And the Muslim keeps saying to us, the Quran is in our chest. But Allah, he says, I will cause you to forget the Quran. So the logic of Islam is destroyed in Islam itself. We have Quran, nobody can write like it, according to them.
Yes.
But the Arab, they keep saying to Muhammad, what you know, your Quran is stupid. You know, he said, when he said to them, make Quran like this, they said to him, this is Asatir al-Awwaleen, this is the legend of all the stories, this is stupid. They did not say to him, it's a miracle. You know, the Arab at that time, they did not see the Quran as a language of amazing language. They were making fun. You know, if the Quran have a language, nobody can speak it. Why the Arab, who they are pure Arab, you know, in the meaning of language, why did not see that? Where we can find in the Quran where it says the Arab, they were like amused, like, wow, you know, they were making fun of him. They keep saying to even, you know, there's a story where Muhammad, he went to a tribe to invite them to Islam. They beat the hell of him. And one of the guys, the Arab, the Bedouin, he said to him, if you are a prophet, I became kafir in God. you know. And then they asked the young ones to start, you know, to beat him. They beat Muhammad. They beat him literally. And Muhammad, he went there. He did not enter Mecca for some time because he didn't want people to see what happened in his face, in his arms, etc. Because they made fun of him and they humiliated him. But why the Arab did not see the Quran as a miracle? Why they did not see in Muhammad a prophet? What's wrong? You know?
The Arabs were themselves very poetic. Huh?
They are poetic.
They what it's called in rap. When I have a good rap and he is rapping too.
Right.
And the Quraysh was the same. Like my poetic verses are better than yours. You know, they are competition.
You know, there is something is called Saja'ul Kuhan, the rap of monks.
Do you see it?
Okay, Muhammad. In my coming book, you will see about that, about the rules of the Quran. Muhammad, he used to listen to certain people, and this is all mentioned in reference to coming from Islamic books. And Muhammad, he was in love with some people who they speak like that, as the Quran speak. But for sure, they have a very strong language, not like stupid Quran. So Muhammad, he learned a lot from them, and he liked the way they speak, and it was a normal way to speak at that time like this. Muhammad adopted, and then he forbid Muslim to do sajah. Because he don't want anyone to make competition with his Quran, you know, because Quran is not a poet, it's a sajah. And if you read the Quran, because Muhammad trying to make sajah, that broke the meaning. It's like I'm trying to find a word to keep the tone, but how I can keep the tone with the word meaning, that is very hard. So Muhammad sometimes he used words that you see. We were talking about the chapter where it says 100 of you can fight 1,000. That mistake happened because of the sajah. So Muhammad, he found that if you use those words, that will make it sound nice. But then there is a problem with the numbers. So he was able to make it a nice song, let us say, to sing it, but he was not able to accomplish the meaning, and that exposed him. So he was trying to make rap and breaking the meaning. And this is why the Quran, if you read any interpretation for the Quran, it says Allah knows best.
Yes.
Because it doesn't make sense. One verse is speaking about Abdul, the second verse speaking about tomato. You know, I challenge any Muslim to show me one chapter have connection together.
Nothing.
If we read the chapter of the cow, if we read the chapter of the cave, if we read any chapter, you will not find anything in the chapter in connection with each other. Suddenly he's speaking about Abraham. Suddenly he starts speaking about the Christians. Suddenly he go back to his wife. I mean, what his wife's fight have to do with Abraham and what the Christians have to do? It's mixed up, you know, because simply he was trying to make rap, and each time he say few rap and he put them in the Quran. So that accumulate by time became a big rap music book.
The most silly competition for Allah is the sentence, the ayah in which he said, when this book is not from God, then do a better Quranic verse like this, or create
something better.
Create something better when you not believe this is from God.
I have a challenge.
The most silly challenge I've ever heard.
I have a challenge to the Muslim. Put my book in the front of the camera. Okay. I challenge any Muslim to make better book than this book.
Er fordert jeden Muslim heraus, ein besseres Buch als das hier zu machen.
Can you?
Kannst du?
You know? Yeah, and Brother Amir, he will put a link for you down in Amazon, so you can get the book and try to make a book better than this book. I mean, you see, if I make a book now, who you know, when the Muslims they say Muhammad received satanic verses.
Oh, this is the most.
Okay, hold on. If Muhammad received satanic verses, and Muhammad did not notice that this is Satan speaking to him, giving him Quran. So how you say who can make Quran like this? And Allah is challenging the genie and the mankind to make Quran better than the Quran.
That means Shaitan.
And Shaitan is one of the genie. He's a genie. You know. So how Shaitan was able to give satanic verses, and Muhammad himself did not even notice. According to the story, after Muhammad he recited the satanic verses, Angel Jibreel, the pizza delivery guy, he came to Muhammad, he knocked at his door, he said to him, Brother Muhammad, what you did, Muhammad, this is not Allah, this is Satan, you know. And Muhammad, he said like, oops, this is Shaitan, I don't know. I swear by Allah, I don't know. So now Allah, he said to him, don't worry, be happy. I'm going to delete the verses. You know, now I am going to delete verses from where? You know what I mean?
Yes.
If they are not in the Quran, why I need to delete them from the Quran? So they
was in there.
They are in the Quran, and now how we know they are deleted?
How we know? No.
What I'm trying to say, if Muhammad he received verse saying, whatever shaitan he throw in your mouth, we will delete. How we can be sure that this is not the shaitan himself again saying that verse to make everybody relax?
Also in Sure 22, Vers 52 steht ja, wir werden das herausholen, was Shaitan eingeworfen hat. Aber woher sollen wir wissen, ob nicht dieser Vers sogar von Satan ist?
Der nächste Vers. Wenn wir sagen, wir werden also sozusagen was Besseres einstreuen, was Satan hat, vielleicht ist das auch eine Satan. Weil wir haben ja keine Garantie, dass das ja Allah ist auf einmal, weil wenn Satan mehrere Verse ihm geben kann, dann kann auch der nächste sozusagen von Satan sein. Vor allem sozusagen so wissen die Sache so zu vertuschen. Steht hier, wenn einmal Satan reinkommt, dann ist Ende. Da ist keine Garantie mehr.
If Shaitan was able to deliver the first verse, and Muhammad himself did not notice, you see, when we say nobody can make Quran like the Quran of Allah. Okay, who is the best one to notice if this is Quran from Allah or not? Muhammad. Not Zakir Naik, couldn't speak Arabic. So, okay, here we go. We have Muhammad and Shaitan, he made Quran. Muhammad, he took the Quran of Shaitan and he said the Quran of Shaitan and he did not even notice that this is not from Allah. So obviously the Quran of Shaitan was so good to the point even Muhammad did not notice.
Yes.
Now,
der Koran, den der auf einmal rezitiert hat, musste ja so gut gewesen sein, dass er den Unterschied ja nicht mal bemerkt
Muhammad hat das nicht begriffen. Also er hat das nicht bemerkt.
Gar nicht. Er hat einfach rezitiert und gedacht, das wird von Satan. Später kam Gabriel und hat zu ihm gesagt, was hast du getan? Das waren von Satan Verse. Jibril came to Muhammad and said, what did you do? That was from Satan verses.
Yeah, he came a while after, not right away. And then, you know, if a Muslim, he will say, some Muslim, they will say to you,
no, it's a lie.
Shaitan, he did not give Muhammad. But this is mean the Quran is corrupt. Because the verse, if you go to chapter 22, verse number 52, it says that whatever Shaitan he throw, we will take it off. So Allah will take off nothing. That's stupid. If there's nothing thrown in the mouth of Muhammad, why Allah need to take it off? He will take off nothing. That's stupid.
That's why I'm asking Muslim, what was the verse in which Allah throw it out? What was this verse when the satanic verses are fabricated story? What was the verse?
At the same time, you know, the Muslim believe that Muhammad Ma'soom, which means he is protected when it's come to religion. So where is the Asma, which means protection? You know?
Black magic happened to him.
Black magic because black magic.
Where was Allah to help him or protect him?
Black magic is satanic. This one here proving that Muhammad was under the control of the devil, you know. But I believe it's not about the devil controlling Muhammad as much. Muhammad himself is the devil who is playing the victim. You see, Muhammad, he worshipped the idols, and then people, they start talking, this guy is a liar. We speak to the Christians, he says, I worship your God. He speak to the Jews, he said, I worship your God. He speak to the Arab, he worship Allah al-Uzza. So what, he have many faces, you know. This guy, he's a Jew with the Jew, Christian with the Christian, Hindu with the Hindu, Buddha with the Buddha, Arab with the Arab, Persian with the Persian. He sit with Salman al-Farisi, you know, he carry all the stories of the Persian. He put it in the Quran, and suddenly the Quran is full of Persian stories, you know, like the
pure Arabic.
Like the Hur, the story of the Hur. This is what this is coming from the Persian, you know, mythology. So there's women creatures who live high in high places, and those they will be rewarded for those who they are good ones. And there's a Sirat al-Mustaqim, the bridge. This is in the Persian stories. There is tons of stories like you know, the stories in the cave, the chapter of the cave about the 7 sleepers. The 7 sleepers is a story written by a bishop. His name is Yaqub. He's from Syria. He is a Syriac Christian, Syriac, which means Syrian, Syriac Christian bishop who wrote a fiction story. Fiction, not true story. True, because at that time the Christian, they were under discrimination. So he is telling them, okay, today we are under discrimination, but tomorrow we'll be victorious. So he wrote this 7 sleepers story, which is a fiction story. Muhammad, he took it because the story spread all over. The story is translated to all languages in the world. You can go right now, search in Google, Seven Sleepers. You will find even some Christian believe in it to be a true story. You know, but it's a pure fiction story. Muhammad, he took it, he put it in the Quran, but because he's ignorant, and because the Muslims after him, they are more ignorant. The story says that they are 7 and they have a dog with them. According to the Muslim Quran today, they have a dog. But in the original Syriac story, Kali'ahum, which means their provider, their protector, that is the angel. So the stupid story became, really funny because Muhammad, he don't understand Aramaic. So Kali'ahum became Kalbahum. So their angel became a dog. If you read the verse, it says, and he was, he opened his arms. Have you ever heard of a dog have arms? I mean, he must be special.
Like the story in now you say it, in which the Imam An-Nawawi, who said you can put your penis, sorry for that, in a woman anus, a man anus. But how he can say such a thing?
But hold on, let's go to it's in Islam. The Muslim they say there's no shame in religion. So this is religion, so there's no shame, But obviously they are right. There's no shame in Islam. But if you go to chapter 18, verse number 18, and you read the chapter about the 7 sleepers, where the dog he have his arms open. How the Muslim they keep saying to us that dogs are dirty, filthy, blah 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 blah, and Allah then he says in the Quran that dogs are with them and he is their protector. Protector from who? From army of kings. The king. He's a king. A dog will fight the army of kings.
It's all about animals.
I mean, this dog must be like
Rambo dog.
Rambo,
Remember
so like you see, the problem is when people read, they just read. Just focus, listen carefully. I read it. Try to read it twice, 3 times. Think about it. I mean, it's a silly. It's a stupid. 7 sleepers, and okay, they sleep. Okay, if you go to the verse, to chapter 18, and start from the beginning of the story, you will see some they say they are 3 and their dog is 4. Some they say they are 4 and their dog is 5. Some they say they are 5 and their dog is 6. Some they say they are 6 and their dog is 7. I mean, for God's sake, just tell us how many they are. What's the point of this? I mean, do you have the number? But because Muhammad, he didn't know. He didn't know how many they are. Some they say they are 3 and some they say they are 4. And have you ever heard in any language you say, I saw some they say they are 4 and their dog is 5? You don't count the dog as 5. The dog is not a human. Not in Arabic, not in German, not in any language. When you say I saw 5 people, it's 5 people. You say I saw 4 guys and 1 dog. Right? You don't say I saw 4 guys and 1 dog. So even language speaking is stupid. What 4 and their dog is now is number 5. 5 and 6 and their dog is 7.
We also want dog.
And here we go. We are.
It's coming.
Yeah, we are here 5 and the dog is number 6 now. So it's very funny. The logic is stupid. The language is stupid. But Muhammad is trying to, as I said, he's trying to make a rap song. So the meaning doesn't make sense. At the same time, actually, chapter 18 is enough for anyone to leave Islam. I advise everybody to read it. The story of Sulaiman and the bird.
Chapter 18? Chapter
18 is the best funny cartoon story. I wish I have money to make cartoon. I will make like a 1 million cartoon out of it. Movies, they are funny. Sulaiman, who the ring lost his ring, and then he became not a king because the ring is gone. The story of Sulaiman. He went to the bathroom.
Some brothers make the story.
Yeah, he went to the bathroom, and because it's not halal to take the ring of Allah to the bathroom. Oh. So each time he want to go to the bathroom, he take the ring from his hand and he give it to his wife. When he was in the bathroom, Shaitan, he came to his wife in the image of Sulaiman. And look, like a cloning is very easy, you know,
Wow.
because Allah cloned Jesus, Shaitan cloned Abraham. Look like cloning is a good business there. So he cloned Sulaiman, and he told his wife, I am Sulaiman, give me my ring. So the wife, her name is Jarada, she gave the ring to Shaitan, but she thought this is Sulaiman. Sulaiman, he went out of the bathroom. He found himself without kingdom, homeless. They throw him out of the palace. As simple as that. I mean, don't people notice now we have two people look like Sulaiman? What happened? Okay, he went out of the bathroom. The ring went to the Shaitan. Okay, his wife, she did not notice that now we have to Sulaiman. What happened? The story is very funny. And then you know how the wives, they found out that this is not Sulaiman, right? You don't know?
No.
Well, very good in bed.
Because when he went with them in bed, because now he have all the wives of Sulaiman, you know.
Oh my God.
So he went in the bed. This guy, he never stopped. He never have a break. You know, there again, next, there again. So the wives of Sulaiman, they reported to the elders that our husband is not normal these days. It cannot be him.
What happened to
So
him?
good. You know. And look, imagine how stupid this religion. They are teaching that God allowed Shaitan to sleep with the wives of a prophet. Yet, if you speak about Aisha, Muslims, they got so angry. You know, you just say that Aisha, she cheated. Now we have Shaitan himself having sex with the wives of a prophet of Allah. And Allah is the one who did that, because all of this is a plan, remember.
Like the Muslims, when they don't say before they make sex, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Yeah, you have to say that.
Say
Because Shaitan, you will see that in my book, which is already in Amazon, Sex and Allah. Yeah. And by the way, we are translating this book now to German. You know, yeah. So I hope soon people will have it in German language. The more you read, the more you notice how crazy, how madness this cult. And I advise anyone, and I challenge any Muslim, and we can go a show again where we allow people to call us and to show us one valid chapter. And let us say it this way: he call us, he chose the chapter, and he make a challenge to find errors in it.
in your books.
No, in the Quran.
In the Quran.
And my books is full of errors because it's Islamic book.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it's not my book is an error. Everything there is an error. I mean, I'm speaking there about errors. The errors are not mine. The errors of Allah. You know. You see, the second book you have, which is a translation for Quran and science. You know, because the Muslims, they claim that the Quran is full of scientific discovery, but this is a lot actually a lot more information from the first book, because in order to explain or to refute what the Muslims claim, I'm showing what is behind the story. So it is really full of information, and it's kind of a comedy, you know, it's a comedy book, because you will see that what it is supposedly science, it's a joke. It is totally the opposite. So this book is full a lot more than the first book, but for some reason, people they concentrate in the first volume, maybe because of the name. I don't know.
It's easier to comprehend.
Maybe, but the second book is it took me a lot more work than the first one.
Sometimes when things become more complicated, so.
Yeah, but it's not really. I always my books is very simple. I try my best. If, I'm sure you'd read. I try to make it very simple for everybody to understand.
Yeah, the first book is good to read.
Yeah.
It's good to read.
I make it like if I'm having a conversation with you right now, like I talk to you as if I am with you.
Yeah. Right. Also good translation.
Great.
The gentleman who did the translation, he good. Actually, I wish to thank him, but he's not with us. He's a wonderful guy. He did the translation.
You can greet him. And
yeah,
maybe
sure. Yeah, for
video.
sure. I really appreciate this person, and he is a wonderful brother who did all this work voluntarily. I did not pay him. I did not take a penny from me. I did not even buy him a gift. So he's a wonderful person. Ja.
Danke auch an denjenigen, der die Bücher von Bruder Christian Prince übersetzt.
Gottes Segen.
Gottes Segen. Danke dir für deine Arbeit. Der Herr segne dich. Der Herr behüte dich auch.
And now he's working in Sex and Allah book.
Aber jetzt arbeitet er an dem nächsten Buch von Bruder Christian Prince. sehr gesegnete Arbeit. Ich werde immer dafür Werbung machen. Die Bücher von Christian Prince müssen nach vorne gebracht werden.
Vor allen Dingen auch für die Muslime.
Ja.
Die Muslime sollen sich die Bücher holen von Christian Prince, um zu sehen, was in ihrer Religion kritikwürdig ist, um eventuell darauf zu antworten oder einfach nur sich mehr Wissen über ihre eigene Religion anzueignen, zu sehen, wie Apologeten aus dem christlichen Bereich den Islam kritisieren, um sich zu stärken. Das ist eigentlich auch für Muslime ganz so angebracht, die Bücher zu verlassen.
Ja, aber eventuell würde es sie dazu verleiten, den Islam in Frage zu stellen und den noch zu verlassen.
Ja, wieso, wenn du der Glaube stark genug ist, daran kannst
aber wenn
das
nicht
Glauben
nicht
nicht so
ja.
ja. Ich glaube,
Aus diesem Grund machen ja sehr viele Muslime diese schlechten Kritiken bei Amazon.
Ja.
Die versuchen also die Leute davon fernzuhalten und sagen, das ist ganz schlecht, das ist absolut Unwahrheiten, ihr braucht das gar nicht lesen. Wenn ich nichts zu verheimlichen habe, dann sage ich doch, lies, dann wenn ich jetzt überzeugt vom Islam wäre, dann würde ich sagen, Geschwister, lest euch durch, ihr werdet selber wissen. Aber nein, die wollen die Leute davon fernhalten.
Das ist das.
They make bad
review, fake review.
bad review.
Fake
You see,
review
it doesn't. I encourage all Muslims to go right now to give me bad review.
Ja, der Christian Prince sagt, wenn ihr Muslime wollt, dann sagt er, geht jetzt auf Amazon und gebt ihm alle schlichte Bewertungen.
Please, I beg you to do so.
Also der fordert euch sogar noch.
Because this is an honorable certification for me.
Das ist
Because
ein ehrenvoller Zertifikat. Ne?
because if you say this book is amazing, it's mean I'm a liar.
Yes, wenn ihr sagt, das ist großartig, dann ist es ein Lügner sein.
There's no way a Muslim he would say this book is amazing unless he.
It's a commercial for your book. It's the same.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
You remember the guy who made a video, the German guy?
Yes, with his 2 hairs.
Yeah, 2 hair in his beard. It's not a growing back and nail. This guy is, and he think I am
Satan.
and he think
Did
I
you
am,
see
he think I am a German too, right? He think I'm a German.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, but anyway,
Netherlands. I told you are from Netherlands.
he think I am from Lebanon. Yeah, the Saudi, they think. Do you know how many citizenship they gave me already? Anyway, but the most funny thing about Muslims, why like this guy don't call me live, and I make a challenge
You
right
don't
now.
have the courage.
He can call me live, and I challenge him to read anywhere from my book. He choose, and to challenge me to prove it. If I could not prove it live, people should laugh at me, should make a bad review of me, and should expose me.
Yes, then we have it live on air.
And if he refuse to do so, it's mean he knew that everything written there is absolutely true. And this invitation not only for this guy, any Muslim, anywhere, any language, even if you are Chinese, as long as you can speak to us and we understand you, feel free to call us. Same time, you see, the most of people who buy my books are Muslims.
And they leave Islam.
Like especially the last one, Sex and Allah. Once when I chose the name, people they told me it's very offending. I said, well, I mean, this is what the book is about. I don't care about offending. I care about saying the truth. This is about sex and Allah. And actually, I think because I put the word sex there, the Muslims are buying it. I don't think they are interested really in reading my book as much they are interested in sex. So like if you see the buyers of the book, I was surprised about how many people are ordering the book. What happened?
Because of the word sex.
The book is fantastic, full information, but it's about sex. Nothing there is about God, really. Nothing there is. It's just about sexuality in Islam. And you will read the stories. It is crazy. It is funny. It's comedy. It's stupid. You name it, whatever. But you will learn a lot of things you never heard from anyone ever before. I guarantee you that. But when we have this book in German, I guarantee you, Muslims in Germany, not only they will hate me, they will hate Allah Himself. This book is going to be a bad thing for people.
Das Thema Sex, Sexualität im Islam, da gibt es auch sehr viele verschiedene wilde Quellen und die werden ja sozusagen, how to say that, do put it on the taboo, these things, because it's something that's
for their own peoples,
Yeah.
Not for the
But the funny thing about Muslims, they say to you, like when they hear me, where do you get this from?
Yeah, they can't believe it.
Yeah, but the question is, how come I know about it? They don't know. The difference is there's people who want to find out, and there's people who don't want to find out. And now I make for you an easy reference. Everything in my books is reference, page number, the text in Arabic, everything there. So there's no one can say it's a lie. You know, I have all the documentation. I have everything there. The question is it truly really Muslims do not know those stories? Maybe some of them, but there is a lot of them they knew. But because Islam, the purpose of sex is to make it appealing for people. You know, sex sells. Right now, if you if a woman she want to work in a cashier machine, how many dollars she will make? $8 an hour. She go work striptease, she will make $300, $500. You know, sex business make money. Bring people, you know. Say we want to go to pray. How many people will come? Say we want to go to see naked women. Everybody will go. So Muhammad he made it sexual religion for a purpose. This is why when he told them go, let us attack the Roman to get the blondie, and this is what Islam is about.
I have a question about this. Some Muslims say about it is that this reference is not about blonde hair, but about yellow color or something like this. Yellow color skin.
No, you know, see, they say Banatul Asfar, the daughters of the Asfar, the daughter of the yellow. So we have the word daughter. Okay, so the daughter of the yellow, who are they? The Asfar language, the Asfar in the Arabic language, in the old language, it was the word used for the blonde. Asfar means yellow hair, you know, yellow hair, golden hair. So the daughter of the Asfar. It says clearly, banat is daughters. So he is not like maybe he means something else. It says it clearly. And then read the interpretation. Don't listen to Christian Prince. Go open Jalalain, go open Al-Qurtubi, go open Al-Tabari, go open Ibn Kathir, read it. It says it clearly. And actually just yesterday I made a video about, go and watch it and see what it says there. It says it clearly that this is about women who they are blonde, and the Prophet he was saying them, don't you want to go and get some concubine and some servant for you for enjoy? So the Muslim, they don't, you know, how they can refute. If to refute me, you have to refute your scholars.
Yes.
Because I'm not the one. Nothing in my books is my interpretation. The same as when I do my videos, everybody see I show Jalalain, I show Ibn Abbas, I don't explain the Quran. Because it's not right for me to explain the Quran. You see, I am a Christian. I will not accept a Muslim to explain the Bible for me. I will not do the same. I will do the same to Muslims. I will not explain the Quran to Muslims because I have no right. So let us go and see the scholars. But now Muslims, they don't want the scholars because the scholars will expose that they are in denial and they are trying to hide the truth. Now, when we say As-Suyuti says there's a lot of corruption in the Quran, what they will say about As-Suyuti? He's a liar. He's one of the biggest imams in their history. When we say Imam Ahmad says so, when we say Al-Bukhari says so, what they will say? So now we will see that there's this is why there's many Muslims right now, they say we don't want hadith, we reject hadith, we are Quran only. But and then they say, okay, Quran only, but we ask them about the Quran, you cannot go by the Quran. The Quran says, the Quran says that Allah he abrogated verses. But abrogation happened not only by Quran, happened by hadith. As an example, Muhammad in chapter 4 verse 24 he taught mut'ah. Okay, the Muslims they say it's abrogated. Show me the verse. Where is the abrogation? Where is the order? You know, we cannot find it. They say to you we have to go to the hadith. Okay, show me the hadith. Even the hadith, there's a lot of problems about it because there's many hadith says that mut'ah practiced long after Muhammad. In the time of Umar, in the time of Ali, in the time of etc. Actually, Ali he said, and you will find that in my book 6 on Allah. Ali he said, if the mut'ah was still in practice, nobody would do fornication. Because it's fornication.
Yes,
it's a fornication, but legal one. And this is the statement of Ali. So if people still, so which means Ali, he favored the fornication of Muhammad. And here we have another question about the mut'ah. I mean, why it's abrogated and why it's allowed anyway? I mean, did Moses allowed mut'ah?
No.
Okay,
We never find
Jesus.
something like
Are,
this in
are
the
we
Bible.
going backward or forward? You know, people go backward. That means they are crazy. So in certain time, people they used to have sex with their sister, but this is in the time of Adam and Eve. Okay, now we have more people. We have enough women and men to have family, but not necessarily from your sister. So in the beginning, it was okay for you to have your sister to be your wife, for there is no other choice. But then we go and we have a prophet who forbidden fornication. You know, the book of Moses is so clear: the one who do fornication, he will be killed. You know, the rapist will be killed. There's no joke in there.
Yes.
So how we go back and say, okay, we can do muta, and how we can call it marriage?
This is not
You
marriage.
know? But this is because he is a player. Muhammad is a player. He don't take God seriously. His men came
He's
to
his
him.
own God.
Yeah, his men came to him. They said, "We are horny. We want women. What we will do?" He said, "Do muta." Good. It was his
Oh,
idea.
right.
It was his idea. It's not even Allah. He told him like right away because they came to him and they said to him, "You know, we are away from our family. So what we will do, Prophet?" He said, "No, see those women. Go and ask them for muta." This is what the hadith
And
says.
when I tell some Sunnis, they say, no, there's all practicing Shia
No,
practice.
no, no. This is Sunni. This is
immoral teaching. I said, your prophet said that
those hadith
practice
are
muta.
exist in the Sunni, not only in the Shia. And this is in the Quran. Is the Quran a book of Shia?
No.
Chapter 424. So both and all the Sunni agree that muta was practiced, but they claim that after that it was forbidden. But why it was forbidden? Allah, he found that he's wrong. He found that he's stupid. He found that this is not right. What the point? You know, if men they don't have women for some time, so what? You cannot fast from sex. What will happen?
Yes.
It's not like water. If you don't have it, you will die. You know. Even the Quran, if you go in the beginning of the Quran, it says that pork is forbidden, right? But it says clearly if you are in mahmasa, which means if you are in hunger, you know, you can eat even pork.
Really?
Even pork. Yeah, everything is forbidden in Islam. If you are in hunger, you can eat it.
But
Yes,
where-
I know
where
it.
is this in the Sahih?
No, in the
Yes,
Quran,
in the Quran.
chapter 3, verse, chapter 5, verse number 3. Yeah, I think chapter 5, verse number 3.
And the
it out.
explanations of that, or is it?
No, it says that
or-
clear. It says that clear. Yeah, you know, it says that clear. So
Keine
if,
gute Situation, oder wenn du verhungern bist, dann darfst du Schwein essen. Das
Ja,
wusste ich
ja.
auch.
Das ist so. 5:3, I think it's the last verse of the Quran, huh? Or was it 3:5? 5:3 or 3:5?
no,
when he
it's
said, today I consider.
chapter 5, verse number 3, as I said. Chapter 5, verse number 3. It says it's forbidden for you to eat this, and at the end it says, but if you are in hunger, eat all.
Even your own wife.
Even your own wife. Yeah, because there's a fatwa, you know, you can have even sex with your wife after she died. You know? In the Azhar University, they have books they are teaching that you can eat an ex-Muslim, but you should not cook him.
So how he alive?
Actually, no, hold on. You can eat a Christian by if you cook him, but an ex-Muslim you should not cook him. You can search the video. I'm serious. You can search the video. This is even in the program in Memory TV. It's an Egyptian TV, and Memory TV translated. You know, the guy in the program. He said, "Read this book. This is from Al-Azhar University. This is what they teach, that you can cook meat."
I remember. Yes,
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Read for them. Read for them the verse.
Sure 5, Vers 3, es ist ein sehr langer Vers. Verboten ist euch das Verendete, sowie Blut und Schweinefleisch und das, worüber ein anderer als Allahs Name angerufen wurde. Das Erdrosselte, das zu Tode geschlagene, das zu Tode gestürzte oder gestoßene und das, was Raubtiere angefressen haben. Außerdem ferner das, was auf einem heidnischen Opferstein geschlachtet worden ist. Und ferner ist euch verboten, dass ihr durch Lospfeile das Schicksal zu erkunden sucht. Das ist eine Freveltat. Heute haben die Ungläubigen vor eurem Glauben resigniert. Also fürchtet nicht sie, sondern fürchtet mich. Guck mal, hier sagt Allah mich. Sonst steht da immer, fürchtet Allah. Und seinen Gesandten, oder was? Wie heißt das immer, ne? Heute habe ich euch eure Religion vervollkommnet und meine Gnade an euch vollendet und euch den Islam zur Religion erwählt. Wer aber durch Hungersnot, guck mal, was für ein Blödsinn auf einmal, ne? Wer aber durch Hungersnot gezwungen wird, ohne sündhafte Neigung, so ist Allah allverzeihend barmherzig. Also in diesem Vers fängt das an, dann kommt wieder was anderes und dann kommt wieder was ganz anderes.
Also, when you're hungry, you can eat pork.
Eat all. Not only this, here there's a mistake. I don't know if you noticed. Did you notice what happened? There's a huge mistake.
It's the verse speaking about something, and then I completed your religion.
Completed your religion. How you completed my religion?
With 5 chapters.
In the beginning of the Quran. This is what I told you. Like the Quran is like a guy going in a grocery store, but in different days. Every day he buys some stuff and then he throw it at home.
This
and then,
sentence has to be the last.
This should be the last verse in the Quran. To be correct. Today I completed.
Ja, also in der Sure 5, Vers 3 steht Folgendes. Heute habe ich euch eure Religion vervollkommnet und meine Gnade an euch vollendet und euch den Islam zur Religion erwählt. Das war's. Und eigentlich müsste dieser Satz natürlich als letzter Kapitel hier stehen, aber der steht irgendwo in Sure 5, Vers 3.
Ja, wenn Allah sagt, heute habe ich eure Religion vervollständigt, vervollkommnet, und das ist erst in Sure 5, am Anfang.
Dann brauchen wir keine
Das stimmt doch was nicht hier
mehr.
mit diesen ganzen Hin und Her mit den Suchen. Das muss ja am Ende stehen, weil am Ende des Buches passt das, dann ist das logisch. Heute habe ich eure Religion vollkommen gemacht, vollendet. Finito, finished. Aber noch nicht in Sure 5, am Anfang.
You know,
Was ist aber der Rest?
96.
Unwichtig oder was mit den ganzen anderen Suchen? Weil bis 5 ist komplett.
Guckt euch das
Hier,
an, da
der
braucht
Rest ist
alles.
unwichtig.
Ja.
and not only this, in the same verse he continues saying, but if you just
Yeah,
say it's
I
finished.
know. It's not
see,
a sentence.
And this is, and the funny, the Muslims, they say the Bible does not make sense. The Bible says that Jesus, when he was on the cross, he said it's completed. It was the last word. That makes sense. Then
Try to copy.
it's completed what? His mission. Right? Here Muhammad is speaking about today I perfected. Everything is perfect. So what the point of the rest of the verse?
Yes,
Yeah,
my brother told the same.
Here the Muslim, they will say to you, oh, the Quran was collected in different way. And so how we can trust that this is the correct way? What do you mean? So you are saying to me that possibly that this is the last verse, but somebody might mistake put it there. Where is the perfection of the book of God? You know, that should not be there. Should be at the end of a writer.
Yes.
Like I
Yeah,
say,
brother.
if you read my book, I says, thank you for reading my book. I don't forget to read my coming book. Thank
And
you.
you bring it in the chapter 1.
Yeah.
In the first side.
Right?
Thank you for reading my book. And now I've completed my book. And thank you for
My
reading.
book is perfect.
And then
And
you
then I
talk
say,
about it.
and now we will
something
talk
else.
about etc. I mean, this is madness. It's like, you know, saying to you,
Muslime, bitte.
Alleine nur
auf.
mit diesem Vers kannst du auch wiederum den Islam wirklich dann,
Den Boden unter den Füßen wegziehen.
so sieht's aus, ja.
So,
Weil-
5, Vers 3.
Weil wenn das so ist, dass das so ein Fehler direkt am Anfang steht und der Rest dann unwichtig wird, weil der Allah schon in Sure 5 den Islam komplett vervollständigt hat, dann kann keiner mir sagen, ja, das ist irgendwie, hat man zufällig irgendwie angeordnet, das ist nicht so wichtig, die Anordnung. Nee, du kannst nicht mit Gottes Wort so umgehen.
Ja.
Du kannst nicht als Mensch die letzte Verse des Korans, was eigentlich logisch wäre, schon in Sure 5 reintun. Da ist total das Durcheinander. Anfang, Ende,
Und
Mitte.
bitte, guck mal hier. Was dann noch heftiger ist, guck mal hier, was dann steht. Dass dieser Satz, ne, heute habe ich euch Gnade vollendet und meine Gnade an euch vollendet und euch den Islam zur Religion erwählt. Und dann, guck mal, Punkt, dann kommt wieder was ganz anderes. Wer aber durch Hungersnot was ist das für ein Wirrwarr, ohne Spaß.
Durcheinander. Ja, klar.
Und dann sagen die mir, das ist ein perfektes
Ja.
Buch.
Einer, der das Buch ohne Tafsir liest,
Der
der weiß
versteht gar
überhaupt gar nicht, wo
Der
der
versteht
ist. Und
nichts.
sie sagten und er sagte, du kannst quasi ohne Tafsir ist das Buch.
you know, if
Nicht zu
you go to chapter 69,
69.
it says, إنه لقول رسول كريم. It is the talk of a noble prophet. It is the words of a noble prophet.
Verse.
The Quran, the 69, 48, yeah. It is the words of a noble prophet. So the Quran even saying that this is a fabrication of Muhammad, because how the Quran is the word of Allah, and the Quran saying this is the word of a noble prophet.
Ja, hier, guck mal. dass dies
Oh mein
wahrlich
Gott.
das Wort Allahs durch den Mund, die machen mit Klammer, das steht gar nicht dann im Originaltext.
Ja. Okay.
Dass dies wahrlich das Wort eines ehrwürdigen Gesandten ist.
The best hadith.
And the same it can be found in chapter 81, verse number 19. I'm just looking for the verses where the same, you know.
81.
Yeah, 81, verse number 19. إنه لقول رسول كريم. It is the words of a noble prophet.
Verse
19.
Dass dies in Wahrheit ein Wort eines edlen Boten ist, ja. Sehr edel.
Hammer.
What it says, correct? It says that. So even the Quran, even Muhammad, he admit that Allah said that his Quran is his own words.
The words of a prophet.
Yeah, it says that. It says it is the words of a noble prophet. The Quran is the words of a noble prophet.
Not of Allah.
This is what it says. It's noble. The Quran saying that. The Quran is the word of
die Worte vom Propheten.
إنه لقول رسول كريم. It is the words of noble prophet. As simple as that. Muhammad here, he wanted to praise himself. But by making such a statement, he thought he's getting reference for himself. So he just admitted that this is his own words, not the word of Allah. Because the second you say that this is the words of a noble prophet, you just said it is his words. So where is the word? Where is the word? Where is the words of Allah? You know what I mean?
Ja.
He wanted.
Das ist auch ein guter Vers und ein guter Argument, um mit den Muslimen darüber zu reden.
Der einzige Wort der Wahrheit.
Sura 81, Vers 19, ne?
Vielleicht kannst du den was nochmal tun.
Ja, also die Referenzen sind Sura 81, Vers 19. Da sagt eben der Koran, dass das Wort, also dass der Koran die Worte von einem Propheten sind und nicht von Allah. Zweimal. Und the other reference to that was?
69:40.
Der andere Vers, das auch nochmal bestätigt, ist 69, Sura 69, Vers 40. Diese zwei müsst ihr miteinander dann halt vergleichen.
It's like saying to you
word of Muhammad.
that I am a prophet of God, and then they say this is the words of Christian Prince. You know, it's so clear the guy is getting himself busted. Yeah. You know, when Jesus he speak, he say everything I say is not of my own. What does that mean?
He has authority.
He is the word of God. He himself the word of God. I'm not the man. The man me is not the one who is speaking. It is the word of God on me. You know?
Ja, also wenn der Herr Jesus etwas sagt, dann hat der Autorität, denn er ist das Wort Gottes, das Gott selber ist. Es sind nicht seine Worte, es ist das Wort von Gott.
And the Muslim, they claim that we worship a man, but yet Muhammad, he claimed that he is God because he is saying he is the one who made the Quran. This is the words of a prophet, noble prophet.
Yeah.
You know, but Jesus, when he speaks, he says, everything I have is given to me from my Father. All right, and I am and the Father is one. Muhammad, he claimed that he is a prophet. But yet he claimed that all the Quran is the words of his own. In the same time, he claimed that he received inspiration. How that can work? If the Muslim, they will say that this is explained that Muhammad is a person who say the truth. It doesn't say that. It says, إِنَّهُ لَقَوْلُ رَسُولٍ كَرِيمٍ. It is the words of a noble prophet. If you click at any translation, let us go to verse let us see. I don't know what the translation you are reading, but if we go to Yusuf Ali,
Die Worte sind die Worte
yeah,
Gottes.
this is Urdu.
Deshalb ja auch immer so oft, macht nicht das, was Gott und der Prophet
Ja,
verboten
immer wieder.
Warum denn nicht, was Gott verboten hat?
Sie hat ein
nur-
sehr gutes Argument dazu gebracht. Sehr, sehr gutes Argument. Weil der Mohammed konnte ja nicht sagen, dass er selber Allah ist. Deswegen hat er gesagt, du brauchst immer Allah und seinem Gesandten. Ein Fünftel der Beute gehört immer Allah und seinem Gesandten.
Ja.
Das heißt, alles, was diese Dschihadisten erbeutet haben, kommen
Überleg mal, wie viel ein Fünftel ist. Das ist ja Wahnsinn. Der hat mit Tausenden von Leuten und dann ein Fünftel.
Wenn die Karawanen überfallen haben, dann hat
20%.
er erstmal ein Fünftel davon abgezogen. Richtig Räuber.
Und dann, um die Leute weiter zu motivieren, weil die Angst hatten, getötet zu werden irgendwann, hat er
Is the
gesagt, wenn
translation you
ihr
have fit with this?
seid ihr sofort im Paradies.
German.
Verse number 19. Does it fit with the translation you have in the book?
Irgendwann hatten die Geld,
Yes, it.
Frauen, Kinder, und die haben gesagt, Mohammed reicht langsam. Ich will nicht mehr
These are the words of the noble
Noble prophet. Okay, which word?
Wenn ihr aber davon sterbt, habt ihr
Allah's
100% sicher.
He's Allah.
So
Yeah,
motiviert
he's Allah. You know, I changed any Muslim to explain to me how that can be said. This is the words of a noble prophet.
Sind da Muslime da?
Ja, also
Das ist
viele
sehr
Muslime,
klein,
aber
hier
das
ist
ist sehr, sehr
Amerika-
schwer zu
klein
lesen, weil
alles.
meine Augen auch sehr trocken sind.
Das Handy ist auch ein bisschen zu klein, deswegen kann man das sehr, sehr schlecht erkennen. Muss man so durch nachfragen. Ja, also, okay. Willst du noch ein bisschen weitermachen? 2 Stunden haben wir jetzt
Ja,
voll.
das reicht jetzt
So
schon.
langsam zu Ende.
Yeah, we have enough for today.
We have enough for today.
We can schedule again if you guys wish.
Yes.
And we can you
Der
know.
Ramazan, der kann doch. Ramazan kann er Englisch? Kann kein Englisch, muss man dann übersetzen. Das ist immer
Sollte
schwierig.
sich, der
Aber ich
kann
hab
sich
den
doch,
ja
wenn der soll sich dann besorgen.
Aber
wenn
der
er
macht
das-
das, der kommt niemals zu.
Der macht in 3
Der
Wochen wieder ein
weiß, wenn er
Video.
nämlich antreten würde oder auch die ganzen anderen wie Vogel und diese ganzen
Würden ihr Gesicht
die
verlieren.
würden ihr Gesicht verlieren, weißt du, was ich meine?
Der Vogel tritt doch gegen jeden Christen an auf der Straße.
Ja,
Gegen einen 16-jährigen
Strafe.
Jungen kann er doch antreten, so hart.
Ja, wo der dann
Aber da kann er doch gegen Christian Prince antreten. Wo ist das Problem? Christian Prince hat Pierre Vogel mehrmals aufgefordert zu einer Debatte. Wenn du doch so stark bist in deinem Glauben, wo ist das Problem, deinen Glauben auf den Prüfstand zu stellen mit dem Bruder Christian Prince? Nochmal hier der Aufruf, der Bruder Christian Prince ist noch ein paar Tage hier und dann kannst du mit ihm eine Debatte führen. Wir organisieren das.
And I have an offer for any Muslim sheikh who speak German who is willing to debate me. I'm going to give him all my books for free as a gift. And in the same time,
Also er möchte, dass jeder deutsche, also jeder
Gelehrter.
deutsche Sheikh, Gelehrter hier in Deutschland, also er möchte eine Aufforderung an jeden Gelehrten hier in Deutschland, eine Debatte zu führen. Und er gibt ihm seine Bücher umsonst, sodass sie das studieren können und dann will er mit ihnen darüber reden.
and not only that, after he get my books, I have a challenge for him to go and find mistakes in my books. And then he make videos about it. And if the mistake is truthful, I will make a live video apologizing for that mistake or lying, if it's a lie. It's a challenge. So who accept the challenge? I'm a Christian Prince and I am challenging them.
Ja, also er fordert euch heraus, das Buch Fehler darin zu finden, hier in eines seiner Bücher, und zu zeigen. Und wenn ihr da etwas herausgefunden habt, könnt ihr mit ihm live darüber reden. Wenn der einen Fehler gemacht hat, wird er sich öffentlich entschuldigen und das rausnehmen. Also ich weiß nicht, wie viel man noch für euch machen muss, damit ihr begreift, dass Bruder Christian Prince euch aufruft, nicht euren verlogenen Imamen und Chefs zu glauben. Weil diese dürfen euch anlügen. Ihr müsst aufwachen, so schnell wie möglich. Es geht um eure kostbaren Seelen. Ja? Der Herr Jesus bringt die Wunderschönheit aus uns heraus und aus jedem gläubigen Menschen. Denn er ist nämlich wunderschön und macht die Menschen um ihn herum auch wunderschön.
Amen.
Amen.
Ja, auch wenn wir lachen, wir sind natürlich menschlich, fleischlich gesinnt ab und zu natürlich, klar. Es waren auch sehr lustige Gespräche gerade und der Bruder ist halt auch in seiner Art sehr lustig, da können wir nicht anders als auch mal mitlachen. Ja, das ist nur menschlich. Deswegen bitte verzeiht, falls wir euch damit beleidigt haben oder euch etwas, wenn ihr euch angegriffen gefühlt habt. Ja, das war nicht unsere Intention. Wir wollten ein bisschen Spaß haben mit dem Bruder und wir danken ihm sehr, dass er uns unterrichtet hat, auch in der islamischen Rechtswissenschaften. Und wenn ihr der Meinung seid, dass er gelogen hat, so könnt ihr mich kontaktieren oder Bruder Christian Prince kontaktieren und dann könnt ihr live eine Debatte führen. Und dann will ich mal sehen, wer nochmal seinen Mund aufmacht und sagt, dass er lügen würde. Keiner von euch traut sich, ich weiß das jetzt schon, weil ihr wisst, dass er sich perfekt auskennt. Das ist die traurige Wahrheit, in der ihr euch befindet. Weil ihr wisst, dass euer Glaube eine große Lüge ist, aber ihr zu feige seid, um anzutreten.
And by the way, anyone who debate us, according to the Quran, Allah will give him a bracelet made from gold and a bracelet made from silver, and he will give him a chair, and this is priceless. Because if you go to Amazon to buy furniture these days, it's very expensive.
Get for free also.
Yeah.
So what a problem.
So, I mean, call
Where's the
us, you will
problem?
get the blessing of Allah, you will get a free bracelet from Allah, you will get a throne, you will get extra sexual entertainment, I mean, you are the winner even if you lose when you call us. So call us and challenge us. Don't worry. Be happy.
Also nochmal die Aufforderung, wirklich mutig zu sein und diese Debatten, diese Herausforderung zur Debatte mit dem Bruder Christian Prince anzunehmen. Ihr könnt eigentlich nur gewinnen, weil eben Allah euch dann bei diesem Kampf, diesem geistigen Kampf irgendwie belohnen wird, auch mit einem goldenen Stuhl und so weiter. Ne?
Ich verstehe das nicht. Wenn ihr doch die Wahrheit bei euch habt und ihr denkt, dass er ein Lügner ist, warum kommt denn niemand und tritt gegen den an? Das ist unfassbar.
Yeah.
Wenn ihr den in Englisch spielt, dann versuche ich jemanden klarzumachen, der das für euch übersetzt. Das ist doch auch kein Thema. Das ist die leichteste Aufgabe.
Explain to them that to get my books, you can go to Amazon, the Germany, and they just type Christian Prince, they will find the rest of my books.
Ja, also geht auf Amazon und dann schreibt Christian Prince, dann seht ihr auch alle seine anderen Bücher. Ich werde demnächst weiterhin vieles aus seinen Büchern zitieren und euch Muslime damit konfrontieren. Bis jetzt, und das haben auch 2 Muslime, mit denen ich auch letztens ein sehr, sehr schönes Gespräch geführt habe. Meine Videos hinterlassen eine sehr, sehr große Detonation unter den Muslimen. Die fragen sich natürlich, ob der Islam wirklich die Wahrheit ist. Und die gehen auch den Quellen nach. Manche von ihnen sind auch ehrlich genug und sagen, das, was der Junge sagt, stimmt. Wir haben seine Aussagen überprüft. Unser Sheikh hatte keine Antworten. Wir haben gemerkt, dass er uns anlügt und so. Ne? Tja, das kommt dann da raus, wenn man nicht ehrlich genug ist. Ja? Wenn der Islam die Wahrheit ist, dann zeigt das, dass der Islam die Wahrheit ist. Und dann sehen wir mal, wie weit du kommst, ohne deinen Glauben dann zu verlassen. Ich garantiere dir, du wirst den Glauben verlassen, den Islam. Und wirst bereuen, die Shahada ausgesprochen zu haben.
Last message from me for the Muslims. Okay. We as Christians, we love them. We are not making fun of the Muslims as people. We are trying to help them to understand that there is no way Muhammad is a prophet. And don't listen to us, but read what we show you. Go to your books, check out everything we say, if it's true or not. If it's true, it's true. If it's not, ignore us. Don't listen to us. However, we as Christians, we've been ordered to love everybody, and we love the Muslims for sure. And you yourself, both of you are coming from Muslim family. So if we hate Muslims really, I will not be with you today, you know. And when we met today, you know, you give me a hug, but we never met before. But because the Messiah, he put love in our heart to everybody. If I see a Muslim really, I don't mind to give him a hug and to tell him about Jesus, because we've been ordered to love him, because Jesus, he loved everybody. Christianity is not a racist religion, is not for a group. Jesus is for everybody. He wants everybody to be saved. And if you don't accept Jesus, this is your problem. But don't blame it on Jesus. He loves you. If you don't love him, he give you choice. And you are free. Islam don't give a choice. Islam, either you are, or with Allah, or you are not, and then he will do his fiction stories, like the Quran says in chapter 69, that he will insert shish kebab in the anus of the Abdul. I mean, I never heard of a God who would do that before, but obviously,
chain in your ends. Yes.
Yeah, you know,
Ibn Kathir makes a tafsir about it.
Yeah, he will chain them like locust, like insect, you know, and he will make shish kebab. He will put a chain in the anus of the Muslim, and it's going to come from his mouth. Maybe later, the second coming video, we can talk about this torture method of Allah. And
we have to make it like Google Broadcast or Google Hangout, and we go with our 2 channels live, and then I can question you, and you can answer about your screen.
Sure.
Everybody can see everything.
Yeah, we can
the
do
reference.
That. We can do that. That's good.
That is a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ich übersetze nochmal das Letzte, was der Bruder Christian Prince gesagt hat. Also das ist das Letzte, was wir Christen wollen, dass wir die Muslime beleidigen oder ihnen wehtun wollen. Das ist wirklich das Beste, weil der Herr Jesus hat uns ja beigebracht, unsere Feinde zu lieben, unseren Nächsten lieben, wie wir uns selbst. Deswegen sind wir besorgt um die Muslime, falls sie eben in die Ewigkeit gehen, ohne Jesus Christus und so weiter, dass sie verloren sind. Deswegen gehen wir raus und wollen die Muslime aus Liebe zu ihnen retten. Was der Bruder Christian Prince macht, ist eben nicht euch weh zu tun, sondern um euch sozusagen die Augen zu öffnen, damit ihr, wenn ihr schon ihm nicht vertraut, dass ihr die Quellen prüft, die er nennt, in euren eigenen Religion. Ja, also seine Intention ist auch eben, dass er euch zum Herrn Jesus bringen möchte und auch retten möchte. Niemals will ein Missionar oder ein Evangelist einen Moslem beleidigen oder ihn kränken oder irgendwie ihn beleidigen in jeglicher Art. Also es ist immer Liebe dahinter. Wir wollen die Muslime retten. Und das bitte nochmal zum Schluss. Das war nochmal das Statement von dem Bruder Christian Prince.
Ja, der Herr Jesus Christus hat uns ja aufgefordert, die Menschen zu lieben und unseren Nächsten zu lieben, sogar unsere Brüder. Wir haben den Christian Prince, kennen wir nur durch Internet und alles, aber sobald wir uns gesehen haben, haben wir uns sofort umarmt und das war sehr herzlich, so als würden wir uns schon jahrelang kennen. So, ne? Das ist die Liebe, die der Herr Jesus halt uns ins Herz gelegt hat, dass wir Liebe untereinander haben sollen. Daran erkennt man ja auch die Christen. Ich würde nie auf die Gedanken kommen, auf die Suche nach Muslimen zu gehen, nur weil sie nicht mit mir in Einklang oder in einer Meinung sind. Ja, warum machen die Muslime, warum verfolgen die meine Geschwister in Christus? Ich weiß, warum die Muslime das machen, weil sie vergiftet sind vom islamischen Geist. Und das ist das große Problem. Und es hat eine sehr große Täuschung unter den Muslimen stattgefunden. Und diese Täuschung zu behandeln, ist auch wiederum schwer, aber nicht unmöglich. Und deswegen gehen wir der Sache an und wollen natürlich euch auffordern, auch mal eure Quellen durchzugehen und nicht blind zu glauben, was eure Imame und Sheikhs euch sagen, sondern prüfet immer alles, prüfet. So, das waren meine Worte.
Ja. Also an meine Geschwister im Herrn Jesus Christus, nochmal, besorgt euch die Bücher vom Bruder Christian Prince, das ist sehr, sehr wichtig. Lest euch die Inhalte, prägt es euch ein und dann in den Debatten mit den Muslimen könnt ihr sie wirklich richtig überzeugen und da könnt ihr wirklich sehr viele Gewinne verzeichnen in den ganzen Debatten. Das ist also ein Muss. Die Bücher vom Christian Prince müsst ihr euch besorgen, durchstudieren. Falls ihr wirklich da in diese Sache mit den Muslimen in den Debatten steht, da werdet ihr jede Debatte gewinnen.
Ja.
100%.
Weil ihr dann vorbereitet seid. Ja. Weil ihr die ganzen Quellen kennt.
Also ein Muss für jeden Christen, wirklich. Also da sich da durchzuarbeiten. Okay, das war's dann von unserer Seite.
Okay.
Ne?
Hat noch jemand von euch was zu sagen? Möchte noch jemand was sagen? Der Friede des Herrn Jesus Christus sei mit euch allen.
Amen.
Und der Herr Jesus sagte auch in Johannes 3,16, denn so sehr hat Gott die Welt geliebt, dass er seinen eingeborenen Sohn gab, damit jeder, der an ihn glaubt, nicht verloren geht, sondern das ewige Leben hat.
Amen.
Das ist der wunderschönste Vers und die Muslime sollten mir nur einen Vers zeigen, wo sagt, Allah liebt sie Ungläubigen, werdet ihr niemals finden. Nie. Gottes Segen.
Gottes Segen.
So.
Wow.
Warte.
Ich konnte weinen.